morning, everyone, and welcome to the 12th episode of the Raging Trajan Sports Podcast. I know it's been a while since we've been here. I hope y'all had happy holidays, Merry Christmas. It was just kind of tough to get together on the holidays. You know, we were both spending time with family, both doing all types of that. But we were watching all the games, and all that means is that we got a monster episode for today. We got all the college basketball that happened this week. We got obviously the NFL, which happened last night. We got some NFL playoff scenarios now. Which, man, a lot of crazy things that happened in the NFL this week. The Browns losing to the Jets, the Eagles blowing the division.
I don't know if I'd say it.
I don't think that was one of the. Yeah, they're both blowing the division. Hey, but that's what happened in the NFC East all year.
Has 4 wins. They're not blowing the division.
Well, the football team is slowly blowing the division, but it's not because it's not necessarily because Alex Smith can't get on the field. It's because Terry McLaurin, and without those two, this team has no chance to win. But yeah, and what else happened this week that was just like blowing their shit? Like the Rams almost blew their season. Now they got to beat the Cardinals to make the playoffs. The Rams lose to the Cardinals next week. They're missing the playoffs, and Jared Goff is hurt now.
One of these. It's dumb.
Because I know the Rams have historically always dominated the Cardinals, but now we got no Jared Goff. But there's so many playoff scenarios going into Week 17. This is probably the craziest year that I can remember. The Titans lost. Now the Titans are in danger of missing the playoffs. The Browns now, I mean, we've kind of been saying this, feel like the Browns are going to choke it. But if the Browns don't beat the Steelers next week, they're going to miss the playoffs. But we're going to go through all of those playoff scenarios for you guys. Yeah, going through all those playoff scenarios. Yeah, imagine the 10-6 Browns missing the playoffs.
Poor Baker.
Bad, man.
Has to wait another year.
But let's just start. Let's just start by diving right into the NFL slate and just going game by game. The game that we're going to start out with is Saints Vikings. This was a Thursday night, right? Or did they play on Saturday or something like that? Saturday. Yeah, it was a Saturday game. Saints beat them 52-33. The Vikings defense was horrendous.
Yeah.
Kamara, 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns. That's the most since like it was like 1918.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that, or 1928, something like that.
I had 6 touchdowns. He should have had 7 too, but they gave Taysom Hill that. Why would you?
Yeah, I know. Give him a 7.
Yeah, Minnesota's defense is horrible. Their pass defense, bottom tier. Rush defense, bottom tier. Everything's bottom tier. And when you think of Minnesota, or at least what I've thought of Minnesota recently, or in recent years, is they're built around their defense and their offense. But this year, I don't know.
Their offense is the same. Now.
They just want. I don't know if they lost a lot of guys to free agency or to age or to whatever, but the defense is just taking a huge step backwards. And Mike Zimmer even came out and said, "This defense is bad. Like this is the worst defense I've ever coached." And Mike Zimmer, he's a defensive-minded guy, and usually, him being head coach, you would expect their defense to be good, but
that's what Mike Zimmer said. That's just what Mike Zimmer said straight up.
He said straight up, "This is the worst defense I've ever coached," and I think it's true because Minnesota's defense, I can't name it. I don't know if I can name a player on the defense right now, other than maybe Chris Boyd. But I don't know. They have Chris Boyd and Holton Hill, but the only reason I know of those two is because they played at Texas.
Their defense sucks.
But their defense sucks. New Orleans, obviously, way better team. Minnesota, gonna miss out on the
Saints
playoffs
look good though.
this year.
The Saints look good. Drew Brees he's healthy for the playoffs, and that's what you want for that team. You didn't want to rock in there with.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh yeah, my turf burn. Yeah, I gave this. Me and Preston gave some dudes to work playing football. Crazy. I got myself a nice turf burn. Yeah, it's been burning. I took a shower and poured some stuff on it. And man, it was burning.
Yeah.
It was burning big time.
But New Orleans. I mean, they go into next week with a chance to have the 1 seed. And I mean, I think this team in the playoffs can definitely make some noise. But at the same time, they've done this in years past and they haven't won a Super Bowl since Drew Brees won it in 2000.
And we were growing up.
2010.
9,
this
10,
kid
something
was like
that.
a baby,
But
I mean,
I remember that Super Bowl.
I would like to see since Philly isn't in the playoffs this year. I mean, there's a lot of guys I'd like to see win another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Him and Drew Brees and Rodgers especially, but either of those two, if they can get another Super Bowl,
that'd be big for their legacy, huge for their legacy.
I think especially
both are two of the all-time greats.
Yeah, especially for Rodgers, man. He needs to get another one.
Yeah, I know. And Rodgers, he really might too. He's looking strong for it this year. But yeah, the Saints took care of business there. Stayed in the race for the 1 seed. For the 1 seed. They need to win, and we'll get into the scenarios later. But Bucks beat the Lions 47-7. Buccaneers came out; they looked good. The Lions' defense was atrocious. The Lions are tanking it. The Lions are done for the year. It's in the year, in the season.
They want their season done.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for them to really continue on playing football games. It just doesn't make sense. But the Bucks got it done. The Bucks are probably going to beat the Falcons again next week and probably come into the playoffs at 11-5. They did clinch a playoff spot with this win, so it's big for the Bucks.
Was never even
the
game.
Cardinals blew there, and they haven't blown the season yet. They got to win next week, but they lost to the Cardinals 20-12 in a game that would have almost cemented their playoff status. Very underwhelming performance.
San Francisco just kept giving it to Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson was
He was.
As soon as San Francisco benches Mullins, they get a W. Mullins, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he got hurt or he just finally got the call that said, "Hey, you're benched." But hey, I think
Bethers's better.
Yeah. You gotta win.
I have a theory on what to do if I'm San Francisco. You just sub out. You start either Beathard or Mullins, but whoever you start, you sub in the other one, like going into the second quarter. Because I think they're both better as backups coming off the bench. They're both gunslingers, man. Gunslingers are better when they don't start.
Mullins is terrible. He's a terrible NFL quarterback.
He's not a bad backup. He's a good backup.
Pretty bad. No. I wonder what his record was this year.
Just not a starter. Just it's bad as a starter. Yeah. Not a good starter. CJ Beathard is the same.
But yeah, Arizona. Even if they do make the playoffs, I can't see them winning a playoff game. There's two up and down. The offense one week looks amazing, and then the next week it just looks so flat.
They are so up and down.
And the defense is not good.
What do you think about Cliff Kingsbury in this? This is second year. I mean, it's kind of pretty disappointing if they miss the playoffs here.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Arizona, I mean, if you go off the recent years, granted they did have a lot more expectations this year, but just off recent years,
this is the best year they've had in a while.
8-7. 9-7. Yeah, I mean, they were like 5-11 last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a pretty good year for them, yeah. But the way they started
obviously,
the year,
it would be disappointing for Arizona for them to miss the playoffs. Like, yeah, I mean, they have the talent, and I think they have the quarterback, and Kyler Murray, and I mean, they added Hopkins. They have all those pieces, but I don't know. I just think Kingsbury's offense sometimes is a little. Maybe it's predictable. Maybe it's just game plan and scheme. I don't know, but it's weird because some weeks, man, it just looks great. Arizona's offense looks really great, and then other weeks it just looks like horrible. Like this was a week it looked horrible. And San Francisco's defense isn't even that good. I mean, usually they're good, but with all the injuries they have,
it's pretty average. The Bills made it look pathetic.
They scored 12 points. Yeah. 12 points. Terrible. Like, and you're supposed to have one of the better offenses in the league.
With their season on the line, too.
Yeah.
Season on the line versus a team playing for nothing.
Terrible loss.
Team playing for nothing. But moving on, we got Dolphins Raiders. And this is a crazy game to talk about. 26-25. Fitzmagic came in off the bench. The bell we've been ringing the whole time. This man is not starting for the Dolphins next week. Flores is no longer coach of the year.
He said Tua's still starting next week. He already announced that. I just don't understand, it was 13-16 when Fitzpatrick came in, and all he did was go down the field and score points.
That's what I'm saying.
If you think Tua is going, they started at their own 20. If he's going, I don't even know how many yards they went, but they got in the field goal position.
There's like 14 seconds left. They're at their own 25.
Yeah, no timeouts either.
No timeouts.
Fitzpatrick is down two. Face mask ripped off his helmet
and drops a dime.
Drops a freaking dime.
Drops an absolute.
So he gets so he got the 30 yards plus the.
Keep in mind, this is after the Raiders were down 1 point, and instead of scoring a touchdown, what I actually thought was a decent, pretty interesting move, but Josh Jacobs ran down, slid at the 1 yard line, then took a knee and then kick a field goal. Because after you took that, even if you score, you probably take a you go for 2-5, right? Okay. And you have a chance to lose, but they have about 1:30 on the clock. But by running.
Okay. So you think having a 5-point lead with 1:30 is better with no timeouts? They had the 1 point lead, but it was literally like 15 seconds.
It could have been a 7-point lead. But no, I think it was really. I think it was the right move.
I think it definitely was too. It was literally 15 seconds.
I think the defensive coordinator lost in that game.
And they had to go.
The defense that was a gaffe.
And they had to. Well, it was terrible penalty, and they had a 30-yard completion.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they lost.
Yeah, not Oakland, Las Vegas.
The defense sold that game. I mean, surprise, surprise, but
yeah, Oakland not freaking Oakland, but Las Vegas, man. They started the year off so good.
I know.
After that loss to Kansas City, I was like, man,
straight collapse.
Oakland looks good, and now, not the same team I saw earlier in the year. The defense has some big time issues.
Big time issues that are gonna be tough.
I don't know if Derek Carr's the man in Oakland or for the Raiders, but
yeah, Oakland, baby.
Yeah, but I think Las Vegas has some questions to answer in this offseason. They need to figure out their defense because their defense.
They do. But they have pieces in place. They have pieces but I don't know if Derek Carr's the guy or not either. You have to take a hard, long look at that because he did have his moments, but then when you look at other quarterbacks around the league, how does he really stack up to the Mahomes?
I think he's just squarely in the middle.
Yeah,
tier.
I feel like he's squarely.
I don't think he's a bad
quarterback. I don't know if you want to pay someone that long. That's just squarely in the middle tier. You can win with Derek Carr, but I don't know if you can win a Super Bowl with Derek Carr.
Yeah, you can win games with Derek Carr. Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can win a Super Bowl with Derek Carr, though. But, yeah, the Dolphins got it done, 26-25. Huge win for the Dolphins. They set themselves in great position to make the playoffs next week. All they got to do is beat the Bills. I know that all they got to do is beat the Bills. But if they beat the Bills, or if the Browns lose to the Steelers, they are in the playoffs. So I have two separate routes there. Set themselves up for a decent position next week. And it looked like the whole time we've been out in this crazy race, it looked like the Dolphins were probably the team that was going to miss it most likely. And now that's not the case anymore. It's not the case anymore at all.
They lose to the Jets.
And then, and also the Colts go ahead and lose to the Steelers. So
it would have been hilarious if Pittsburgh would have just lost out. And I know they already clinched.
I wish they didn't have the tiebreaker. And they would have lost out in this playoffs. Oh,
that would have been 11-0 to no playoffs.
It would have been hilarious. But the Bears beat the Jags 41-17. Don't need to talk about this game too much. But Mitchell Trubisky has been doing what he's been doing, man. Revitalizing this offense. 41 points on the board. Jags have locked up that 1 seed now. Trevor Lawrence, you can give yourself a jersey. Jacksonville Jaguars jersey. It's happening. Yep. Trevor Lawrence will be a Jaguar. Yep. How do you feel about that? I think
that's a franchise changer right there.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be.
They got that new stadium, man. They got that new stadium. They got Trevor Lawrence. They got it.
They're going to get a new coach. Doug Marrone. I was watching that game, and Chicago, I think it was right before halftime.
Yeah.
They're like at their own maybe 35, 40-yard line.
Yeah.
And Chicago has a timeout, and there's 15 seconds or whatever, and literally Jacksonville defense was like in a prevent, like in the end zone defense. So Chicago just threw a little dump down pass for like an easy 11 yards, got the field goal closer. It's just like the coaching there makes just zero sense.
No, Doug Marrone's bad.
So
he's done. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
I don't know how he hasn't been fired already.
I tell you, they have a handshake agreement for him to get the 1 overall pick. I'm telling you.
I can't believe he almost made the playoffs with Bortles.
Yeah, he did.
Jeez, I wish.
I'm telling you, that's why I don't think he was like that horrendous of a coach. I don't know, but I really think he's getting them the number one.
But then when you see like Jacksonville do that shit, like it's it just literally made no sense to me. Like they just gave him 12 yards for a 10-yard closer to
no, it really feels like that. This is a team that might be trying to lose.
Jacksonville,
at coach position.
Yeah, I mean it does. I mean they
where the head coach has been directed to try to lose.
That was a losing.
For some money on their contract.
That was a losing defensive play call. I mean, you're just giving them take your 3 points.
But we talked about this game probably longer. We should have. Bears had it done 41-17. Ravens beat the Giants 27-13. Man, the Ravens have looked really good. Ravens have looked really good the past 45 weeks after Lamar came back from COVID. This is the perfect time you want to be rolling, too. You're firing on all cylinders at the perfect time, peaking at the right time.
I've kind of been ragging on Baltimore, saying they aren't the same team as they were last year.
I'm going to take a look at where they are in the playoff race right now.
I feel like they might be more dangerous this year.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like last year, everyone knew what Baltimore was capable of. I think they're 14-2, number 1 overall seed. But this year it's just a different story. I mean, I feel like they're a little bit more under the radar. Obviously, a lot of people are still paying attention to them, but they're not running and dominating the league like they were last year.
Yeah, I know, and they're going to be a very tough out. But they will be a very tough out in the
good
playoffs.
defense. like Colin Cowherd always says, a good defense and a good run game always travels.
Yep,
so,
that is true.
It's true.
You know, and if you get a lead, if the Ravens get the lead, man, you are pretty screwed.
But the thing is, if Baltimore falls behind, they're screwed.
Yep. Vice versa.
Like Lamar is just, he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he can get it done with his arm when he needs to. I mean, if they fall down 2-3 touchdowns like they did against Tennessee, it's just hard for them to come back.
If the season's starting today, they are playing. Let me see. Or if the season ended today, they're gonna play. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to keep. They're playing the Bills. The season ends today, which I mean, man, that'd be a brutal matchup there. That'd be a brutal matchup for both teams.
Wait, Baltimore,
I'd like to see
Buffalo?
Them. Yeah.
I can't wait for the NFL.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for the NFL playoffs. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
Like it's
gonna be great
Super
playoffs,
Bowl.
man. It's gonna be great playoffs. We're gonna break that down when we get that bracket out.
Yeah, we're
from all sides.
Picking the winners.
Yep. And then if the Ravens beat the Steelers, I would like the Ravens in that one. Ravens Steelers.
Oh yeah, because Baltimore's lost to them twice already.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, like if you say who's the better team right now, Baltimore is definitely. Even with like
Ravens, Bills, then you have like Titans, Dolphins.
There's gonna be some.
There's gonna be some
juicy
matchups. There's gonna be some juicy wild card matchups. Wild card matchups.
Well, there's only that one bye this year, so. Yeah, the NFL playoffs. I can't wait, man.
And then it's gonna be funny. We're gonna have like Ravens, Bills, and we're gonna have like the football team play somebody.
Who is the NFC East? Do you know who they?
It's not decided yet, but it'll probably be the Buccaneers. Oh, it's actually looking a lot like the Buccaneers now. It's looking a lot like the Buccaneers since the Rams lost. Yeah. It might actually be locked in to be the Bucacneers. I need to go in the playoff machine to figure it out, but it's definitely looking like the winner of the NFC East will play the Buccaneers at home.
Dude, the Buccaneers, I'm definitely taking Tampa Bay over any NFC East team, but
dude, I think the football team can beat the Buccaneers.
No,
they can.
It's like a warm-up game for Tampa Bay.
No, it can happen. It can happen.
Well, I don't think Washington's going to make the playoffs. If Alex Smith can't play next week, they're screwed.
Hey, yeah, we are screwed if Alex Smith can't play. But I do think Alex Smith will play. And I do think Terry McLaurin will play. And I think they'll be at full strength, and I think they'll go beat the Eagles with nothing to play for, and I think they'll make the playoffs.
I don't know how Philly's O-line will be able to hold up against that.
Yeah, Philly's O-line looked horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. They literally have had 15 different, I forgot, combinations of O-line.
But Hurts was making it look better, but then there were some times where Hurts, there were just 3 guys coming right out. Sometimes I was like, that's really, it's really
terrible.
And that's a big problem. You're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs.
No.
Offensive line. You're not going to win the division if you have a horrible offensive line.
I don't think you're going to go any win. I think
I just probably it might be the most important
outside of quarterback. I think the 2 most important position groups in football is D line and O line. If you can dominate in the trenches, you can do a lot of things.
Yeah, and people, to the common football observer, they might not recognize it that much. The offensive line is it sets up everything. It's like
literally. If you can set up your run game, it sets up your pass game, sets up the play action.
Yeah.
Not being able to run the ball.
There's a reason those guys are drafted first, second, third overall.
It might not be like the pretty pick, like when you draft an offensive lineman with second or third overall.
But there's a reason they
there's a reason behind
they all go up there.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason they get paid too.
Yeah, they should. They're an important position group.
Yep, and the Eagles have a shitty one.
Yes, and it sucks because the last couple of years they really don't, but it's just injuries, dude. Injuries.
Right now they have a really shitty one. But moving on, the Ravens took care of business there against the Giants. The Giants, their playoff hopes are fleeting, man. They won that one, but hey, they need the football team to lose, and they got to beat the Cowboys next week. That's what the Giants got to do to make the playoffs.
Vice versa with the Cowboys.
Yeah, but the Ravens are looking good, man. Ravens are going to be a tough out. Lamar's balling. Des Bryant threw up the X baby. He's got 2 touchdowns since the last podcast we've had. He's got 2. He's got 2 of them. One last week and one this week. Throw up the X baby. I love seeing that. I love seeing Des. But moving on to the next game, probably the most frustrating game of the day for me as a football team fan. The Panthers beat the football team 20-13. The football team wins this game. They're in. But Dwayne Haskins struggled mightily, who just got released, by the way. It's about time. It's kind of crazy releasing your first-round pick in his second year, but, man, it was time. He was not the future. And it wasn't only the fact that he wasn't playing well on the field. It's the fact that he wasn't playing well on the field. He was a problem in the locker room. He was immature. And he was going to strip clubs when we're trying to make the playoffs. We're trying to make the playoffs. He goes to the strip
That's
club.
a huge distraction for everybody.
I know, man. Ron Rivera is battling cancer. Ron Rivera is battling cancer right now to get this team into the playoffs. And Dwayne Haskins just wants to go to the strip club. And
that was the best move, I think, for both parties.
Yeah.
Washington. I think the Haskins definitely needs a new start somewhere else. And I think Washington just had enough of him.
You don't think he'll be a starter next year somewhere? Do you think he'll sign as a backup? You think he'll sign somewhere as a backup?
Who's going to sign him as a starter?
Someone in desperate need.
I hate
someone will take a flyer on a backup.
He'll get signed somewhere. He's in his second year and he's a first-round pick. But I don't know about him.
I don't think he'll be successful. He just looked. I mean, the game just moves so fast for him. It just looks like he's so overwhelmed. It moves so fast for him. He's not that mobile. He's not that fast. He's got a nice, strong arm, but it's about the best thing you can say about him at this point. Not a great decision maker. No touch. You'll see him in the end zone. Steven, he's rocket laser. It's like 5 yards away. I'm like, Dwayne.
Yeah.
A little bit of touch, man. A little bit of touch.
Yeah, he is.
All lasers from Dwayne.
He's a very bad decision maker.
It's just not. I don't know. I thought he was going to be better than he was, but
when you're getting benched for who the hell came in for Washington yesterday?
Man, what was that guy's name? It was hilarious.
I mean, if Alex Smith can't play, on Sunday, that's
Taylor Hankey. That was his name. That was his anchor. Oh man, he did drop some dimes though. He actually dropped it was a 45-yard dime. It was a ball in the bucket, and it was a touchdown. No, he should have scored 2 touchdowns. He should have scored. It would have tied him the game, honestly, but the guy dropped it, and then he threw another touchdown right after that. He got called back for holding. So he should have thrown for 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and that would have tied up the game. So Taylor Hankey didn't look, but I mean, he did have some. He sacked himself twice.
Taylor Hankey is not good. I promise you, he is not good. I don't know. If he starts next week, Washington fans are going to be shit out of luck because they're going to lose.
We need Alex Smith to play.
Especially if Terry McLaurin can't play. If they have Hankey and no McLaurin, they're screwed. They're like they are easily the worst offense in the league.
Dude, if we blow this, I'll be pissed. Like, this is the easiest playoff berth. This is just a gift.
I hope the Giants make it.
And we lose to the Panthers and the Eagles. I will be pissed if
those are two bad teams
Two chances. Yeah, I know. I would be so pissed. But I think, the football team didn't get it done. Too much injuries. They couldn't move the ball with Haskins and no Terry. Terry has like 65% of our receiving yards. He gets all of our targets. Without him, it opens everything up. It opens things up for everyone on the field, and at least Antonio Gibson played again. But I think when the football team, like, they can't be missing players. They can't be missing key players and win a game. They need everybody healthy
especially
they can pull off some upsets and beat some teams, but they need everybody else.
Especially your quarterback and
your number one receiver and your running back. They need everybody in there. They need everybody in there if they want a chance.
Yes, they do.
But moving on, the Cowboys beat the Eagles 37-17. I thought the Eagles were going to win this game. I was pretty shocked at how the Cowboys' defense was actually able to contain Jalen Hurts, and he didn't look the same that he has been. He looked like a rookie quarterback in his 3rd NFL game. That's what he looked like. He didn't look horrible.
Yeah.
In the first half, he looked really good. In the first quarter, he looked really good.
Yeah.
This Eagles defense, it was getting shredded early. It got absolutely shredded in the first half. And if they came out and played better, Jalen Hurts probably would have been more comfortable and played a little better. And they did make some plays in the second half. But, yeah, what are your thoughts on this game, Pete?
My thoughts are, it was literally, like, after they got up to that 14-3 lead, I was like, oh, yeah, we're about to run away with this one. But, yeah, Jalen Hurts, he finally looked like a rookie. He still played good or decent. He still had over 300 yards, touchdown. But he did have some costly turnovers. That fumble, I was really shocked they called that a fumble. It looked like
he was down. That's a horrible call.
But they called it on the field, I guess, and I saw the ball moving. But, Philly, their secondary is decimated with injuries.
Who was the guy that just got absolutely
shredded? God bless.
He was getting attacked.
Literally every single big play was on that guy.
Play.
God bless.
He had like 189 yards.
Finally got benched. When they benched him, the secondary actually, they put Jalen Mills at that corner. And
that was
Jalen
really
Mills,
funny. That was actually really funny.
He was so
Gallup,
bad.
Jump balls to Gallup. Yeah. He was falling
literally,
down.
Anytime Jaquette was in single man coverage, Andy Dalton was going to him.
That was the funniest thing I saw all weekend. I felt bad for that guy.
I don't. God, he cost the Eagles a playoff chance probably. But, yeah, Philly, they're not a good football team this year. They don't deserve the playoffs. but they have some questions to answer in the offseason, definitely. I'm interested to see what they'll do. Me personally, I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the starter next year, and I think Wentz will probably get traded somewhere else, and I think Carson Wentz deserves to get another chance somewhere else. I would feel terrible for him if Wentz
he signed as a backup.
Yeah, he's not a backup quarterback. He knows he's not a backup quarterback, and I think NFL teams know he's not a backup quarterback. I mean, we're talking about Dwayne Haskins maybe getting Carson Wentz is a gazillion times better.
Much better than
Dwayne Haskins. He had a bad year this year, but I still don't think Carson Wentz is a bad NFL quarterback. But after watching Jalen Hurts, I don't know because
I think Hurts is
the offense improved a lot.
He's younger. He looks better. He's more dynamic, more explosive.
I feel like he's a better leader too. Like honestly,
he is a better leader.
I honestly feel like probably the Eagles players probably respect Carson or Jalen Hurts more than they do Carson Wentz right now. I just feel like Carson Wentz. I always see reports and stuff.
Yeah, no, his body language is always bad too. Like he actually is. Like I know we were talking like. Russell Wilson, he's driving to the locker room. Carson Wentz just walking to the locker room. Backwards, drinking the water. Like, he just doesn't seem like he's not. I'm not saying he's a bad leader. He's not a natural leader. It doesn't come natural to him at all. He just goes. He was definitely that guy in high school. He went, man. He played his game. He got in his car after the game. He didn't. He's not done rally the troops. No pre-game speeches that are hard. Like. He's a pretty good quarterback.
Jalen Hurts is a natural leader.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is a natural leader. He's a natural leader. Mm-hmm.
But I think Carson Wentz. Honestly, I hope I see him go to Indianapolis. Get with Frank Reich again. I think Frank Reich got the most out of Carson Wentz. He was on.
That would be interesting. Him and
he was on Philly's staff when Carson Wentz had his MVP year. But I want to see Carson.
You think they're better served going Carson Wentz or bringing back old Phillip for another one?
Carson Wentz. They are better served signing Carson Wentz, trading for him. I think Carson Wentz on the Indianapolis, people will see. I think they could win a Super Bowl. Indianapolis is a really good football team. They have a good running back. They have good receivers.
They really,
defense. They have a
It'd
really
be a shame
good
if that
offensive
team
line.
misses the playoffs this year.
It would be a shame, especially after blowing their game.
I know. That'd be a shame. But moving on. Speaking of that, let's go. We haven't talked about that game yet. Let's go. Steelers comeback win over the Colts.
Even with Pittsburgh coming back and beating Indianapolis, I still don't think they're better.
Yeah, no, but it did save their season. If they would have lost that game, it was looking horrible, and it was looking horrible there until about halftime. But they showed that they did have life, and they won't be an easy out in the playoffs. They were just looking horrible, man. They came out looking horrible. I was like, this team should have get smacked.
Who are they looking like they're going to play?
Right now, if the season started today, they would be, they're still sitting at the 2 seed. But it depends what the Bills do tonight. Everything changes. If the Bills beat the Patriots tonight, I think they do have the tiebreak over the Steelers. And then that would put the Steelers at 3. That'd probably have them playing the Ravens. But if it started today, they would play the Browns.
I don't think.
But I know that's all going to shift with them playing the Browns.
Will not win a playoff game. I guarantee it. They're not winning a playoff game.
Because who do you think they're going to beat? They're not going to beat the Bills. Not going to beat the Titans. Probably not going to beat these teams. I could see them beating the Dolphins. I could see them beating the Dolphins if they play two.
I can honestly see them. I
can see two of those 3 picks.
I can see them beating the Dolphins. I just don't think Ben Roethlisberger is very good anymore. I don't think their offense is very good. They can't run the ball. The
they can't run the ball at all.
That's a big issue. That's an issue. And Roethlisberger is not good enough to just, all right, let's go in empty formation. And, if you have somebody like Patty Mahomes and you just want to toss it around the field, I get it. But, they can't run the ball. Defense looks so-so. Honestly, it looked a lot better earlier in the year. I think
it did look a lot better earlier in the year.
It's so-so now. But I don't know. I don't think Pittsburgh...
If they play like they do in that second half against the Colts, they have a chance. But I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender.
No, I didn't see more than one half of good football.
And I would rather play them than the Colts, even though they did come back and beat the Colts.
Yeah.
I'd rather play the Steelers if I was another team.
Oh yeah.
I think the Colts have been rolling, man, and their defense.
I think the Colts. I don't know. They were. I think they're definitely the better team than Pittsburgh, but I just
too. But then they blew their season. They almost blew their season. That comeback.
24-7. Had a chance to go score at the end too.
The locker room just has to be completely demoralized after that one. The locker room's have to be completely demoralized after that one.
Yeah, that's not good. That's a bad loss.
I know that's a really bad, brutal loss. But it's been a team that we've been trying to figure out all year. It's been.
it's not even that, like, some weeks they look good, some weeks they look bad.
They're one of the more consistent teams.
Yeah,
it seems like just week to week, you kind of know who they are now, and there's not too much to say after that one, man. That's just they had multiple chances to get it done. Let's see who they play next week. They play the Jaguars, but they got to beat the Jags, and then one of the 4 teams has to lose. Either the Dolphins, the Browns. They do not control their own destiny. They got to win. They'll beat the Jaguars, obviously.
They need one of those 4 teams to lose.
And they need one of those 4 teams to lose. That's all they need to lose. And when you look at it, the Ravens and the Titans aren't going to lose. Titans play the Texans, and the Ravens play. The Titans could lose to the Texans in theory. Yeah, they could. I don't think they will with the season on the line. The Texans playing for nothing. It looked like Deshaun Watson got kind of banged up today. Their defense is absolutely atrocious. I don't think they can tackle Derrick Henry.
Dude,
but I think the Titans will definitely beat the Texans. But and the Ravens aren't going to lose to the Bengals with the season on the line. I guess but I don't think they will.
Ravens won't lose.
And then but the Dolphins could definitely lose to the Bills, and the Browns could definitely lose to the Steelers. So those are your 2 biggest hopes there. If you are a Colts fan, you got to go beat the Jaguars. Let's go beat the Jaguars. You need the Browns or the Dolphins to lose.
That's going to be an interesting
the Dolphins and the Browns could definitely both win. It's definitely possible that they both win, and that the Colts miss the playoffs. But
I think probably Miami is the worst team out of those.
Probably.
They're
I don't think with Fitzmagic on the field, I don't think so. But with Tua on the field, I think they are.
Miami's a good team, but I also think they're just.
Not a lot worse than those teams. Not a lot worse. Their defense is probably better than those teams.
They're the most improved team in the league. Yeah. They went from being the worst team in the league to, in the final week of the regular season, trying to go 11-5 and make a playoff spot.
They got it, and they have to go 11-5 to get it. That's crazy.
Brian Flores, man, double-digit wins. Great coach.
Yep. Great coach. Coach of the year, and I would say he would be if he would start Fitzmagic, but for some reason don't want to start him.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Moving on, we had the Seahawks 20, Rams 9. Man, it was a really disappointing game for the Rams here. The division on the line. I thought the Rams were going to win this game. I like the Rams headed into this game. Their defense looked really good in the first half, held Russell Wilson down. He couldn't move the ball. And then kept waiting for this Rams offense to wake up, and it never did. After Jared Goff, I cut him a little slack after his third quarter. You could see it clearly dislocated his thumb. It was ugly. Put that shit back in place. Continued and kept on sucking ass. There's respect for keeping on playing, but he was struggling before the thumb, and then they just couldn't get anything going on offense, man. Defense units is one of the best in the league.
See what Jamal Adams said?
What did he say?
He said Seattle. He said we have the best defense in the league.
That's what Cubby was telling me.
Oh my God!
He's like, since week 6, we have the best defense in the league.
Whatever.
But this defense, I definitely don't think they're the best in the league. I don't think they're top 5.
They were historically bad.
I don't think they're top 5 at all. But they have got a lot.
They have improved, but the best defense. They're like, my God.
Definitely not the best defense in the league. But they have greatly improved since the start of the year. They've got people healthy, and they got better as a unit.
Yeah.
And, man, it's looking like. They have probably as good of a chance to win the NFC as anybody else right now.
Yeah.
When you look at it
Seattle,
they could make the playoffs. They could get the 1 seed. But do you think if you're making a list of teams that could win the NFC, are they on it? Teams that you could see win.
Yeah.
If one of these teams win the NFC, you lose a testicle or something. Would you put them on the list?
Seattle?
Yeah.
I think, but if Green Bay gets that 1 seed and has home field advantage to the playoffs and the bye,
I really like them too.
Rodgers looks on another level this year.
He does look like he's on another level this year. They need to go beat the Bears next week.
Yeah.
And they need to get that 1 seed.
Is it in Green Bay or
it's in Green Bay. It's in Lambeau. Pretty sure, anyways.
Yeah, that's a big game. You get a week off, home field throughout the playoffs. Hopefully, it'll be snowing for Green Bay. That's a.
Rodgers no, it's in Chicago. It's in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see who wins that one. I'll probably take Green Bay in that one personally.
Yeah, I think Green Bay will. I wonder what the line's going to be on that one, though. I wonder what the line's going to be. But if you guys were wondering let's talk about this Packers game a little bit before we get into that. But the Packers beat the Titans 40-14. This Titans defense, man, I don't know if it's good enough to win in the playoffs. I don't know if it's good enough to win in the playoffs. I know a lot of defenses look bad against Aaron Rodgers, but this team can't get off the field. They can't get stops on third down.
They have no pass rush.
Yeah, they have no pass rush at all. No pass rush at all.
Is Clowney even playing?
I don't know. That's a great question. He must be hurt because I
It
didn't
would
see him
help
on the
them.
field. He didn't.
No, I
he
think
didn't
he's
make one
hurt,
play.
but yeah, no pass rush. No
They can't
rush
get off
defense.
the field. It's 3rd and 15. It didn't even matter. You knew they were going to get the first down.
No pass. Yeah,
No pass rush at all. I don't think Rodgers was ever under
that
pressure.
sucks because I mean, if you don't have a pass rush, it just makes your secondary looks even worse than it is. But I mean, Tennessee has names in their secondary. I mean, Adoree Jackson, Malcolm Butler.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Kenny Vaccaro. I think he's
Really,
playing
Kenny Vaccaro still there?
Yeah, I mean, they have names in their secondary. It's just, I mean, if you can't get a pass rush, it just
That's
makes it.
Kenny Vaccaro Jr., isn't it?
I mean, he played at Texas.
Yeah,
Like
it's Kenny Vaccaro Jr.
Hispanic guy, I think.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I mean, if you can't get to the quarterback, of course your secondary is going to look worse than it is. I mean, they really just need to get a pass rush. That was Seattle's big issue early in the year too. They didn't have a pass rush.
And it's tough, but especially when you can't get a pass rush on a guy like Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah,
and then you're
just
pretty
let him
screwed
sit there.
yeah,
he's gonna kill you. But Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, they're the best duo in the league this year.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
Devontae Adams is putting together such a monster season. Too.
He's missed.
It's one of the best seasons that I've ever seen out of a receiver.
Yeah.
And he's missed 2 games.
Tennessee, like when he scored, I think his 3rd touchdown, they had 2 guys on him, just a little like in and out cut, like wide open.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't cover him.
Can't cover him at all.
Yeah. Him and Rodgers just have a great connection.
17 touchdowns on the season.
That's insane.
17 touchdowns.
And he's
on the
missed
season.
games.
Yeah. And he's almost he would be definitely leading the league in receiving yards if he played all the games. He's only trailing Kelsey by 88, and Kelsey's played every game.
That's freaking insane,
dude. And he's almost leading the league in receptions too.
17 touchdowns.
He's off. He's 2 receptions away from leading the league. And once again, he's played 2 less games than everybody. So he would definitely, if he would have played those 2
he's
games,
missed more than 2 games, bro.
I think 2.5.
I
think it might be 2.5 because I think he might have got hurt in the middle. But I think he missed 2 games. I think that's all. Maybe 3. Maybe 3.
I swear, but like when I had him on my fantasy team, he was hurt.
He was hurt all the time.
I only had him for a little bit too. Let's see. I feel like he got hurt in that Detroit game.
Yeah. So
he got hurt.
I think he did.
Yeah,
get
he's
hurt in that
basically missed 2.5.
Yeah.
God, look at his fantasy numbers, dude.
Dude, I had him on my fantasy
31,
team. Ever since I traded for him, he
10,
was just
16, 12,
bam,
24,
bam.
17, 32. Yeah.
Yeah, no. He's been having an absolutely ridiculous season for
Yes, he
for
has.
a wide receiver. Derrick Henry got a little bit going on the ground, but now he needs 223 yards for Tractor Cito to get 2,000 on the season. 223 against the Texans. I think he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna get it. I think he's going for 223, and I think he's gonna get it. With playoffs on the line, Texans rush defense is ass.
You're gonna run for 200 yards against anybody. It's gonna be the Houston Texans.
You know one of my favorite bets this week?
What?
Over like the 130.
Henry's?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Henry's rushing line because I think
You think it'll be 130?
I don't know what it's gonna.
I feel like it'll be in the hundreds.
You think it'll be like what?
Houston
150?
literally has the worst rush defense in the
it
league.
is awful.
They have the worst
awful.
defense in the
It might be 200. It literally might be 200.
They're
That might
so
not be the over.
bad.
Yeah, no, Texans defense is just it's laughable. How
It
bad
is.
the
Like
defense
they
is.
had
I actually laughed.
They had
watching
Brandon
it.
Allen and Samaje Perine, you know, just eating them up.
No,
like,
dude,
how does that
it's
happen?
actually really funny. It's
terrible.
So bad.
Like,
It's so bad.
Houston is just
Yeah. So Tractor Cito 2,000. It is still possible. He didn't get as much as he would have liked, but he got enough to put himself in a chance to get that.
Yeah. 220 yards against Houston is if they just feed him. Yeah. I think he could do that.
Yeah. So that'd be a huge season for Derrick Henry. He's been kind of quietly because it's been coming on late, but man, at 2,000. Receiving from Derrick Henry would be crazy.
Yeah,
I think Aaron Rodgers locked up the MVP in this game. I think he locked up the MVP last night. Yeah. Not like a monster performance, but it was really impressive performance.
Touchdowns.
Yeah, no, for Rodgers and for the Packers. I mean, if he would have done more, if he would have had to do more, it looked like he would have done more. Yeah. He just looked dominant. If you watched the game, he looked unstoppable.
I mean, he was dropping down. It was 19-14 at one point. I mean, but after that, it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was really good performance from Rodgers. He really just. I think he's pretty much got it locked up. It's definitely between him and Mahomes at this point. I feel like Derrick Henry should be getting a little bit of maybe
Rodgers.
Because I know it's been a while since the running back has won it, but I feel like Derrick Henry is so valuable to that Titans team. They should be getting some consideration. But and when you look at it, this is kind of off topic, but when you look at the passing yards, I told you I made a bet for Patrick Mahomes to lead the league in passing yards in like week 3. It's pretty good odds. It's like plus 500. Take a look. He's up on Deshaun Watson by it's a little less than 300 yards.
Is Mahomes gonna play?
And if Mahomes doesn't play next week and Watson throws for 300 yards, I will be very, very, very pissed
I
off.
didn't have that one.
I will be an angry elf if they do have the 1 seed locked up, and Mahomes probably won't play, and Watson will probably throw for 300 yards. So yeah, that's probably going to happen.
He'll probably play a half.
Watson actually has to throw for 319 yards.
I think if Mahomes plays a half or even a quarter, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, if he plays a quarter, he should. I feel like Watson might throw. I don't know, but I hope that hits, man, because I feel like I've been banking on that one.
Yeah.
I also bet on Aaron Donald to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's like 50-50, but I need to check. I want to check what the odds are now in Vegas. But I know you guys don't care about my bets that I have, but it's a pretty interesting one with Patrick Mahomes. But let's talk about the playoff scenarios, because I know you guys are interested in that. Lots of crazy ones going into the last week of the season, man. So many things can happen. But let's just talk about it for like NFC 1 seed. The Packers have the upper hand in it. They clinch with a win in Chicago. So if they beat Chicago next week, they're the 1 seed. It's over. The road to the Super Bowl goes through Lambeau in the NFC. But if they were to lose, it opens the door to the Saints and the Seahawks to grab that 1 seed.
Seattle can still get the 1 seed.
Yeah, and this is pretty interesting right here. If win plus New Orleans loss. This is so confusing right here, the way that this is worded. The Packers can clinch with either a win in the road goes to Lambeau or a Seattle loss. But Seattle probably will not lose. But there's 2 ways for the Packers to clinch the 1 seed. And the Seahawks play the 49ers. But the Seahawks, on the other hand, they have to win, and Green Bay and New Orleans both have to lose. And the Saints play the Panthers, so the Seahawks' chances to get the 1 seed are not very good at all. They have to have both teams lose. So you look at it that way, yeah, it's almost just between the Saints and the Packers, because that's such a minuscule chance right there. And the Saints will clinch it with the win plus a Green Bay loss and a Seattle win. That's the thing, Seattle has to win. It's kind of weird how that pans out. But yeah, the Saints will be Seahawks fans actually, because that's how it pans out with the tiebreaker. But the Saints need to win, and they need the Bears to beat the Packers, and they need the Seahawks to win. Then the Packers either are in with a win or Seahawks loss, and that's how that's going to shape up. So, I mean, I'd like the Packers' chances to go into Chicago and lock up that 1 seed next week. But, it's not going to be easy at all, because the Bears are playing for a playoff berth.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and go to the NFC title, or NFC East. I mean, I can't talk when I'm trying to read these playoff scenarios. But the football team clinches with the win. This is pretty straightforward here. Which it hasn't been. It's been the most confusing one all year, but now it's pretty straightforward. The football team, if they win, they're in. If they win, they're in. They got to beat the Eagles. And if they do lose, it opens the door to the Cowboys and the Giants, and the winner of that game will get in. If the football team does lose, the winner of the Giants and the Cowboys will make the playoffs.
If the Cowboys win early in the day, and it's for I honestly don't even know what I want. Do I want the Eagles to win and Cowboys make the playoffs? Yeah.
It will be funny because, the Cowboys and the Giants play at noon, and then the football team and the Eagles are Sunday night. So
I can't believe they moved that to Sunday night.
I know, I can't either.
Philly would have won.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Cowboys and the Giants, they're going to be playing. I mean, that game at noon, it's pretty much going to be playoff game intensity. They're both going to be playing with then the winner of it's going to be a horrible feeling watching the Eagles on Sunday night. Man, they're going to feel like all of our sports bettors. That's what they're going to feel like watching
Philly try and win.
Yeah, watching.
I think Philly will win. Personally.
I mean, I think it depends. If Alex Smith and Terry McLaurin play, I think the football team will win. If not, I think the Eagles will probably win. But, that's how the NFC East will shake up.
Good story. Spoiler.
Yeah. Let's talk about the NFC wildcard spots. Number 7, number 7, and actually 6 are both up for grabs now. The Rams are in danger. The Rams have not clinched a playoff berth yet. The Rams are in danger of missing the playoffs. If they lose and the Bears beat the Packers, they have to beat the Cardinals next week. If they beat the Cardinals next week, they're in. If they do lose to the Cardinals, because Jared Goff may not play, so how Sean McVay tears apart this, he will probably not play. He will probably not play. And if that's success, that McVay and Goff always shred the Cardinals. So I mean that's a problem.
I've never even heard of their backup. I don't know quarterback. He led the league in touchdowns last year, I guess, but I never heard of him personally.
He's an Arena Football League guy.
No, dang it, what's that league called that was halfway in last year and got canceled because of Corona?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know
it.
what you're talking about. Yeah, that's where PJ Walker came from too. That's where PJ Walker came from. It's a pretty good league. It's fun to watch. I like watching that league. But if the Cardinals, all the Cardinals have to do, they do control their own destiny. If they beat the Rams next week, they are in the playoffs. So the Cardinals, even after they blew their season to the Niners, because the Rams wanted to turn around and blow their season.
The Rams are better than the Cardinals, dude.
The Cardinals beat the Rams with their backup quarterback. They are in the playoffs. And if the Rams lose to the Cardinals and the Bears lose to the Packers, the Bears miss the playoffs. And this is where it gets funny for the Bears. It's a three-way deal here. The Bears are in with the win if they beat the Packers, or if the Rams beat the Cardinals, they're in as well.
Man, that sucks for Chicago that Jared Goff got
it's still a three-way deal. That does, because they would have really liked the Rams.
Sean McVay lost to the Cardinals?
No, he's like 9-0 and like average like 35-point win.
Hopefully Cam Akers is healthy because I mean San Francisco that's all they did. They didn't even like.
It's going to be really interesting to me because I know Sean McVay's great in that locker room and hyping his team up. I would be really interested to see what he can do with the backup quarterback. Because and I know that defense. It's one of the best defenses in the league. It really is.
Try and run the ball. Run. Unless their quarterback.
Because the Cardinals aren't too tough to score points on. But I wonder if it's not like Goff is too hard of a job to replicate. I feel like Goff's job in it, but he has been in there for a while. Yeah. He's the guy. He's been getting all the reps with the ones. So,
but hopefully, this guy.
I still think they can beat the Cardinals.
I think they can beat the Cardinals backup quarterback too, especially if he gets to like a full week of reps with the ones and just a full week of practice under his belt.
Because man, if the Rams miss the playoffs, how crazy would that be? Yeah. Now there's so many crazy things that could happen now with all this. All that happened last week. If the Rams missed the playoffs, man.
Interesting season.
Yeah, and this week there's just so many crazy things that happened this week.
I can't believe we're at week 17.
I know. This is gonna be the last time we're doing this, man. It's gonna be the last recap episode, and then the last Bunny Makers, the last going into it, man. But
on to basketball.
Yeah, on to basketball, man. But and the playoffs. We still got them up. We still got the playoffs. But regular season, this is the last one, which I really like it. I really like going down the slate and talking about all the games, man. It gives us some good stuff to talk about. But that's it for the NFC. We talked about the NFC East title. We talked about the NFC 1 seed scenarios, and we talked about the NFC 7 seed spot there, and the 6 and 7 seed. One of those 3 teams are going to miss the playoffs. Man, I don't know what the FPI percentages or anything are, but I think they're all pretty even right now. I think the Rams probably have the best chance just because they can win, or the Packers can beat the Rams.
Chicago's was like at 83%.
Well, if they beat the Packers or if the Rams beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Which, it's going to be tough to beat the Packers. It's going to be really tough for them to beat the Packers. The Packers shit on them last time, and the Packers, it sucks for them that it really does suck that the Seahawks beat the Rams, because not only that, the Packers would not have tried to win this week. If the Rams would have beat the Seahawks, the Packers would have had the 1 seed locked. They're not locked up, but better than it would have now. Or if the Saints lost, but yeah, that just sucks for them, man. But the Bears would have took this definitely 3 weeks ago if they were told that they're in with the win. Yeah, they did look dead. If they were told that they're in with the win, or if the Rams beat the Cardinals, take that every single day. Yeah. But yeah, pretty crazy scenarios here. 3 teams. Who do you think's going to end up making it?
Chicago.
I think Chicago and the Rams.
Chicago and the one team I don't want to see Arizona in the playoffs. I don't think they're a playoff caliber team. If I'm going to be honest, they're too up and down. But yeah, I think I'm taking the Rams and Chicago to get it.
Yeah, Rams and Chicago. That's what I'm going to take too. But let's move on to the AFC. For the AFC. The 1 seed is obviously already locked up. We'll go through Arrowhead, Kansas City, and they'll probably be the heavy favorites to win the NFC and go to the playoffs. And then the AFC South, there's a little bit. They're both tied. They both have the same record at 10-5. But the Titans are in control. If they win, if they beat the Texans, the Titans are AFC South champs. The Colts, if they win, if they beat the Jags and the Titans lose to the Texans, they are AFC South champs. But that doesn't all matter too much. What really matters in the AFC is, what's really mattered, what we've been talking about the whole time, is that wild card playoff race. Only 3 teams have clinched playoffs in the AFC. It's the Steelers, it's the Chiefs, and it's the Bills. But those next 4 spots are all up for grabs. And it's 5 teams going for those 4 spots, and one of them is going to miss. One of them will not make the playoffs. The only team that does not control their own destiny right now, the team that needs help, all 4 of the 5 teams can just win and they are in. All they have to do is win, take care of business, and then win. Yes, it's Indianapolis. But they're still on a horrible spot because all they have to do is win. They have to beat the Jaguars, and then one of the 4 teams has to lose. That's what we talked about earlier.
They probably have the easiest game out of everybody.
Yeah, they do probably have the easiest game out of everybody. They'll definitely win their game, but it's still, I would probably rather have a tougher game that and control my own destiny. It's such a horrible feeling.
If you win, just everyone else wins.
But I mean, they do. It's not like one of those where they need a bunch of things to go their way. All they need is one team to lose, and the Browns play the Steelers, and the Dolphins play the Bills.
Yeah.
So I mean, that could happen. I put their odds right at about 50-50.
Yeah.
If I'm an odds maker, I'd probably put their odds right at about 50-50.
Somebody will screw something
up too. I feel like it will
too.
too. There's too many teams playing spoiler in the NFL.
It always happens every year.
Yeah.
Like someone's.
But the Bills, I don't know though, man. The Bills don't have nothing to play for. Absolutely nothing.
Like somebody plays spoiler every single
year.
year.
Neither the Steelers don't have much to play for either. So it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, but I feel like someone will screw something up too. But yeah, it's a shitty feeling for the Colts, especially because they've been expecting to go to the playoffs
all
year.
They go 11-5 and miss the playoffs, man. That's tough.
That's really tough.
They
go 11-5 and miss the playoffs. Damn.
Yeah, they should be 12.
I know, man.
They're
a playoff team. They're a playoff team.
Yeah, losing to Pittsburgh yesterday.
But the Browns, if they beat the Steelers, they are in. If they beat the Steelers next week, they are in. It will be interesting to see, really interesting to see actually how the Steelers play this, because they clinched the division last week, so they don't have too much to play for. It's how much them and the Bills favor the 2 seed over the 3 seed. Do they value that extra game? Because that does probably put the second round at your home field. If you do value that, do you value it enough to play your starters?
Yeah.
Some teams do, some teams don't. We see it happen every year. Some teams do, some teams don't.
Wait, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
I don't think Pittsburgh should sit their starters. I mean, what is Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Yeah, I think Pittsburgh. They need to play another good game. I'm with you there. Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, let's play the backups.
Yeah,
Let's go to the playoffs.
No, I'm with you there. I'm with you. They need to get some more confidence going. They beat the Browns.
I think another win would be good.
Yeah, another win would be huge.
I don't think they needed to be going to the playoffs off the loss.
Yeah, no, not at all. No, I agree.
Last 4.
No, I agree. I think they should go try to beat the Browns next week. But the Browns, they can beat the Steelers. But there's also some other routes. An Indianapolis loss would put them in too, which will not happen. The Colts will not lose. Or a Tennessee loss plus a Baltimore win plus an Indianapolis win plus a Miami win.
That's the Jaguars' only win this season.
Yeah,
the Colts.
I mean, I guess in hindsight, if you look back, that's why the Colts will miss playoffs, because they lost to the Jaguars.
First game of the year.
Yeah, first game. Gardner Minshew had that hype post game speech. Man, come on, this is our division.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Definitely not their division.
He said, if we come out and win next week, we're 2-0 in the division.
I wonder who they played the next week.
Shock the world. I think they played the Titans and took the L. But it was a close game. I think they did play them close.
Probably Jacksonville has the year.
But that's actually not a crazy scenario. You need the Texans to beat the Titans, and then you need the Ravens, the Colts, and the Dolphins
Texans
win.
beating the Titans.
The Ravens are in. The Ravens are going to be in because they're going to win their game. They're going to beat who they play in. They're going to beat the Bengals. But if they do lose to the Bengals, they're also in with a Cleveland loss. But they're going to go beat the Bengals. I believe they're going to beat the Bengals, make the playoffs. The Dolphins, they're in with the win over the Bills, or a Baltimore loss, or a Cleveland loss, or an Indianapolis loss. Baltimore and Indianapolis won't lose. Cleveland may lose. Cleveland losing would pretty much put every other team in the playoffs. If Cleveland doesn't win, they need that one scenario to happen. But a lot of teams in the NFL are going to be big Steelers fans, hoping they get their mojo back and win that game, even after they did beat the Colts. Yeah. But the Titans, they win. They're in with the win, obviously, or a Baltimore loss, or an Indianapolis loss, or a Miami loss. So crazy things to watch for. If you're fans of those teams, it will be a stressful day for you. If you're fans, it'll be a stressful day for the football team. It'll be a stressful day for a lot of NFL fans.
No stress for me, man.
Stress for Rams fans, stress for Bears fans, stress for Cardinals fans.
Yeah, it is stressful.
Stressful day. It'll be a crazy day. Definitely.
I'm kind of happy I don't have to stress over anything. I can just kind of sit back and watch, man.
So, it's nice because
no fantasy, no. But
after you wanted fantasy.
Yeah, but no fantasy. Eagles. I mean, they're locked in. Their top 10 draft pick. I'm excited. I'm excited for next Sunday, man.
Yeah, no, next Sunday, let's preview a little bit, go down the slate, just so you guys know what's up. I'm going to start off with the noon games. Steelers-Browns noon, that's a must-watch. Dolphins-Bills at noon, that's a must-watch. Ravens-Bengals at noon, it's really a must-watch too because the Ravens got to win to make the playoffs. Vikings-Lions, who gives a flying shit?
Vikings-Lions.
No one, that game will not be on my television. Jets-Patriots, who gives a shit? Actually, I will be interested, maybe see if the Jets can win a third show in a row.
You know what
it's kind of a cool story
for that?
Jets are...
They're 4.5 points, I think.
I kind of like the Jets going there.
Hell no.
Another one, man. I feel like this team's put it together at the right time, man. But they are going to New England, but I don't give a shit about that game. The Cowboys play the Giants. That's a must-watch at noon.
Oh, shit. They should have...
Yeah, those are three pretty good games at noon that I'm excited to watch.
They should have flexed the Giants-Cowboys game.
What, to like 3:25?
They should make that a prime time. It's basically a playoff game.
I mean, you say 7:20?
I was surprised they moved the Washington.
Because if they moved that game to the 7:20, when they moved it to the Sunday night, were they probably thinking the Eagles were going to win?
It's risky because if Washington does win, it doesn't mean anything. But if Washington were to lose, then that's your prime game right there, honestly.
That is your primetime game if they lose. All eyes will be on that game.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they were just at the same time. I kind of like when they're at the same time because that way the players don't know. They can put them up on the big screen, going crazy. Those are crazy when they have those games. When, like a team needs to win and needs another team to lose, and they play at the big screen, and all the fans would go insane when they would see that team losing.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. NFL playoff scenarios. We're going to miss fans big time here. Because they would always let the players know.
Yeah, one of those teams are going to lose. So like
that's your prediction. One of those teams are going to lose.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think all 5 of them win. I think one of them will lose.
Falcons Buccaneers at noon. Who gives a shit? 3:25. We have 5 games. Oh, wait a second. 3:25. We have 7 games at 3:25. So it is loaded. 7 at noon. 7 at 3:25. 3:25 games. You got Packers Bears. Must watch. That's a huge game for both teams. The Packers need it for the 1 seed. The Bears need it for the playoffs. Raiders Broncos. Who gives a shit? Jaguars Colts. Colts will win. Chargers Chiefs. Who gives a shit? Cardinals Rams. Must watch. That game is probably the biggest one of the week. It's two teams that are right in there that's got to get it done. Seahawks 49ers. Not a big game there. Won't be watching that. Saints Panthers. Won't be watching that. All right. So it looks like they just put all the garbage games of 3:25. Titans Texans. Which is kind of nice because we'll get to watch the Cardinals-Rams game, and we'll get to watch the Packers-Bears. So 2 great games there at 3:25, and then it all ends with a Sunday night nightcap, the football team versus the Eagles, the last game of the regular season. That would be really dope if it was for the playoff berth, actually. I kind of wish the Eagles would have won just for that, but I do think the football team has a better chance at beating the Eagles now that the Eagles aren't playing for a playoff berth. I don't think the Eagles will come out with the same intensity and they can say they will. They can say they will. I don't think it's the same.
You want to play spoiler?
You have something different on your heart when
the football team.
When you have something to play on your heart when
the Eagles have something to play for. Keep the football team out of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not. They don't bring the same.
Crush the football team's hopes.
But that's it for the NFL playoff scenarios. I want you guys to comment down below in the comment section. Who do you think's going to make the playoffs? Send me your projected bracket 1 through 6. Who's going to get the bye for both conferences? Who's going to get the 7th seed? Who's going to sneak in? And what do you think it's going to look like? Because it's kind of crazy. We're only 1 week away. Like, you cannot make a bracket right now. Like, it's actually impossible because there's so many different things that could happen this next week. Like, it's impossible to try to predict what the bracket's going to. Not impossible, but it's very difficult to do. But with that said, we also got a lot more to talk about with you guys today. The NBA is in full swing. It's crazy how fast the NBA season picks up. Just started. Now we're already. A lot of teams are 3 games in. Already kind of started their. The first 3 games of the NBA season aren't all too important, but it does set the tone in 72-game season. If you can get out to a 3-0 start, or if you get out to an 0-3 start, it's not a good thing for your team, but it can all switch fast. We've seen a lot of 3-0 NBA starts that have won probably 15 games on the year.
Like you were saying, Cleveland is nice at 3-0.
Yeah.
No
stock in Cleveland. I'm just saying it's a nice 3-0 start. I remember when the Sixers won like their first 4 games. And everyone was like 4-0, 4-0. They had like these big signs, and I think they won 12 games on the year.
Yeah, it's just, I think just a lot can happen.
But yeah, let's just talk about some of the biggest storylines that happened so far in the NBA, and then we'll get into our bowl games, give you our big bowl preview. But the NBA season was started out. It was started out on what day did it all start? It was Wednesday the 20. No, it was Tuesday the 22nd. It was that TNT doubleheader. We had Nets Warriors and Lakers Clippers. We watched those games at my place. The Nets looked really good. They looked unstoppable on the offensive end. Man, it's Kyrie and KD on the same team. It's crazy, especially when you have guys that can score around them, like Karis LeVert, Joe Harris. Joe Harris doesn't miss. He's one of the best shooters in the NBA. And then you have two centers. You have a pretty good center on the floor at all times when you have Jared Allen and DeAndre Jordan. But this team's scary, man. They're looking scary good. They lost to the Hornets last night, which is pretty weird.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That win over the Nets. That was an impressive win.
I just think of Kyrie and KD. I mean, they both their first 2 games of the year, they both looked spectacular. I know they lost to Charlotte.
Hornets last night. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
I think it's just weird NBA. I mean,
yeah.
After they kicked those two teams' ass by 2, they're taking it pretty lightly.
If those two play well together. I mean, dude, I don't like Kyrie and Kevin Durant. KD.
KD will not be playing tonight against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he's on the rest. But Kevin Durant, I don't know. It doesn't look like to me he's lost a step. Looks as good as he's ever been.
He has lost, just like LeBron. LeBron's lost a step too. Like when I say he's lost a step, I literally mean a step. Like he is a little slower, like a little bit slower. But I think game-wise, I think he's about
just as good as he's ever been.
Yeah, LeBron lost a step, and I think he's a better basketball player now.
Yeah, he's smart.
Yeah, I think he's smarter.
But I mean, I don't want to, because at the beginning of the year, before I saw them ever play, I was like, yeah, Brooklyn, I think they'll struggle a little bit. I just think they got some personalities on the team. Steve Nash, first-year head coach. They do have D'Antoni, though, as an assistant. They have a good
really good staff. They have like a super team of staff.
They have a good staff. Obviously, they have their 2 superstars, and they have a good supporting role. Brooklyn, I think, is the best team in the Eastern Conference right now.
Any favorites come out of your East?
Yeah, I think I would pick, unless Harden gets somewhere traded to a contender in the East somewhere. Right now, I would probably take Brooklyn to win the East unless something happens, but Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, if those two can mesh well.
They've been looking really good here early. Been looking really good here early. James Wiseman looked really good in this game too. James Wiseman looks just as good as advertised. I know he barely played any games at Memphis, but he's going to be a star in this league. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I think he'll win Rookie of the Year.
LaMelo Ball? LaMelo Ball.
Definitely not win the Rookie of the Year. Definitely not win the
We'll come back to episode 12, hour 2 minutes, and when he wins Rookie of the Year.
He will definitely not win Rookie of the Year. Not a chance. Not a chance. It's not going to get enough minutes on that team.
But how many minutes is he getting right now?
16.
You don't think his minutes will go up as the year goes
on?
on?
No, it will go up as the year goes on, but I mean, I don't think they're going to just start benching Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier. Those two have the ball in their hands a lot.
LaMelo will get his minutes.
I just don't think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I think he has no chance to win Rookie of the Year. Because I think Wiseman's set up, the way Wiseman's set up in Golden State right now, he's going to get 38 minutes a game running the pick and roll with Steph Curry.
True.
He's going to put up monster numbers.
Anthony Edwards will get a lot of minutes too.
Yeah, he'll get quite a few. But I mean, once again, he's playing with D'Angelo Russell and Ricky Rubio, so he's not going to have the ball in his hands. I just think Wiseman, opportunity plus talent, I think his meshes the best for sure.
Yeah.
I think he's got the best opportunity. And
I would agree with you. He has the best opportunity to win Rookie of the Year. I would agree, just based off the minutes he's going to get.
Yeah. How much they need him. How much they're going to depend on him. Because the Warriors are trying to make the playoffs, and he's probably their second best player already.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
He definitely has the best opportunity to win that award.
But man, the Warriors bench is a major problem. They were able to beat the Bulls by 1 last night. I would have put them at 0-3, and that would have been a little worrisome. But they were able to beat the Bulls.
Right now?
The Bulls, I believe. Let's see.
I hope they're 0-3.
I think they are.
They suck.
The Bulls are 0-3.
Yeah.
The Bulls are 0-3. Gavin's Bulls playoff pick. You know, it is early.
Gavin, you never even had a reasoning why you said the Bulls were good. You just were like, Kobe White, marketing.
I think the reason he told me that, he said he forgot to say it was Wendell Carter Jr.
Whatever. He doesn't know shit about Wendell Carter Jr.
That's what he told me.
What does Wendell Carter Jr. do?
Told me Wendell Carter Jr. is a very good player.
He's a little big man.
He's a little big man.
He's a little big man. He's not, but
he's more than
you're really, his reasoning was Kobe White and
Wendell Carter did have 22 and 13.
Those two, I think they'll be good players, but right now, you think good enough to, like, be a playoff team?
I'm probably not, but I do like Laurie. They have Otto Porter Jr.
I like
on the
Laurie
bench too.
Markkinen.
I like Laurie Markkinen. Kobe White is going to be really
Laurie
good.
Markkinen's
Zach
the
LaVine
best
can
player.
score 35 a game. So I mean, but Patrick Williams was a really bad draft pick. If they would have drafted a guy like
Billy Donovan's their coach now too.
Billy
I don't even think that's that good. Like, I don't think Billy Donovan's a great
Gavin.
coach.
That was probably Gavin's main reasoning.
Billy Donovan. I mean, all the years beforehand when he was in Oklahoma City before this year, I wanted him fired. He underachieved with Westbrook and PG, and I don't think I think he's a decent NBA coach, but I don't think he's great.
The Bulls bench though is just a major problem. Look at the bench.
Jesus.
That's a major problem.
That's not a playoff team.
That bench is a major problem right there.
Oh my God.
Otto Porter Jr. off the bench is fantastic, but after that,
they have 6 players. Who's their starting 5?
Their starting 5 is Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams' start is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Laurie Markkinen and Wendell Carter Jr.
I feel like they're kind of big.
They are pretty big. I mean, Patrick Williams is like 6'9" at the 3.
Power forward, right?
Laurie Markkinen at the 4. He's like 7 foot tall. Wendell Carter's 7 foot. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, their starting unit actually is pretty good. I don't know why why Otto Porter Jr. isn't starting over Patrick Williams. That kind of blows my mind.
Maybe just because their bench is
they probably need Otto Porter off the bench. Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. And Thomas Zagorovsky isn't horrible. He's not. He's actually a pretty good backup point guard. But after those two, they have 7 players.
Yeah, it's Chicago.
Yeah, I don't think that's a playoff team in the East this year though. But at least the Warriors were able to get it done. Curry went off for 36. Kelly Oubre has been sucking major cock.
Yeah.
He shot 3 for 16 last night.
Yeah.
I think he's shooting like.
Same with Wiggins.
I think he's shooting, but Oubre is like 6 for 59 on shots other than dunks. Wiggins is struggling, but like Oubre is really struggling. And Wiggins had a decent night last night. He had 19, 9, and 4.
Let's see if Curry. At the beginning of the year, that was my prediction: Warriors and Curry. But let's really see if Curry can carry a team like my man Russell Westbrook can.
Yeah, let's see
if he can carry a bunch of not 4 other All-Stars.
Yeah.
And see if he can make the playoffs with them.
With no Clay too, because we know him and Clay together, those two, and it's mad respect because they don't even need that much run. But those two together, that their play styles mesh so perfectly that they can carry. But
I've seen Russell Westbrook do it
on his own.
You're gonna tell me a lot of people are gonna disagree, but I mean I really think like Russell Westbrook is just as good as Steph Curry. Don't get me wrong, Steph Curry changed the game and his ability to score is insane, and he's shooting 40-foot threes and all that. But he's had freaking Klay Thompson and Draymond, and Steve Kerr's a great coach. He's had KD in his recent years. All right, now he's in a Russell Westbrook situation now.
Let's see what he does.
Let's see what he does.
I don't give him anything his first 2 games. I don't talk any shit because in his 3rd game he looked really good because I know he hasn't played in a while. So getting back out there, those 2 games on the floor, this new team played 2 really good teams.
Yeah.
But they're 1 and 2. They're 1 and 2 now. Their bench though, their bench is worse than the Bulls bench. Damian Lee's their 6th man. Eric Paschall, number 7. Kevin Looney at number 8. Brad Wanamaker, Jordan Poole. Kent Bazemore.
Sounds like a G League team.
They really need Kent Bazemore back. That's their clear 6th man right there. They really, really need. I mean, when you add Kent Bazemore to that team, that's like adding.
Sounds like a G League team, man.
It really does sound like a G League team. They're also starting Juan Toscano Anderson. That's who was starting for them last night because they were missing Draymond. They really need Draymond back. That's what this team. Draymond hasn't played. They haven't had Draymond, so yeah. I mean, he'll help them a ton.
Yeah,
Draymond will help them a ton.
He will definitely. Even though.
But they're 1 and 2 with no Draymond coming in right now, so I mean, it could be worse. But the Clippers beat the Lakers 116 to 109. This wasn't very surprising at all. I knew the Clippers were going to come out. This game meant a lot more to the Clippers than it did the Lakers.
The last 2 games, the Lakers, they looked pretty good.
No, they looked really good. The games after that. LeBron, I really don't think LeBron coming into this game touched a basketball really for those 3 months coming in. Because I mean, once you win a championship, you want to go you want to go with D Wade on that cruise with your family, relax and sip some wine. He didn't really get to do that. He just had 3 weeks. And he's right back in Staples, opening the season against the Clippers. Yeah. He looked like he was pretty uninterested. He looked like he kind of sold that injury a little bit and didn't want to play. He looked like he just won a championship. Yeah, that's what it looked like. So the Clippers were able to get him there. But I didn't put too much stock into it. But I do think both of these teams got a lot better. Actually, because they were both 1-2 last year before the Clippers decided to blow it. But I think they both got better. I think the Clippers got a lot better this year. And people aren't talking enough about it. But I know they lost Montrez.
Anything happens to Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, they're screwed, as we saw by the Mavericks 50-piecing them last night. 51. They were 50 at half.
27 points at half in the NBA game.
Yeah. They were 3 from 26 from 3. In like the first half or something, they just cannot hit a shot.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was just. It was.
I mean, I'm not gonna say oh the Clippers.
It's not like. But
you gotta worry.
But as a Clippers, that's just kind of what. I mean, it's kind of what their concern is. It's kind of why they lost to the Nuggets. Like they go through these lulls where it was just like they were up 19 against the Nuggets, and they went through this stretch where it was like, what is going on with this team? What's going on with this team?
It shouldn't worry you, but at the same time, like it almost kind of should.
It just kind of worries me because of what happened last year, and that's why they were so bad, because they went through stretches, like 2-quarter stretches, when they were just awful.
How are you gonna lose by 50 points? Like,
it just kind of shows a lack of.
I don't know. Focus maybe. Yeah. I don't know if they just can do it night in and night out.
And the Mavericks, like if you're caught slipping in the NBA, it can get bad.
And the Mavericks did start
0-2. And the Mavs are a team that if you get caught slipping against, you're fucked because they will not mess around. Luka will penetrate, and he has mad shooters around him.
I think Dallas. I really think Dallas can win. Like I think they can.
And people haven't forgot. Josh Richardson has made Dallas such a better team. People forgot how good he was in Miami when he averaged 18 a game with D Wade on those teams, because he went to Philly and because that team was just so poorly ran in Philadelphia. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid didn't work. He just got caught up in the flack. Yeah. They were asking him to be Seth Curry. Jay Rich was like, I'm not trying to space the floor for Ben Simmons and Joel. I can dunk the ball like crazy. I can score. I'm not. You just asked me to space the floor. So that was a great trade for him to get in Dallas. Luka and him, it's looking like a beautiful backcourt combo.
Kristaps hasn't even played yet.
No, Kristaps hasn't even played yet, and they still 50-piece them.
Day to day.
I mean, I know it's off his surgery, so I mean, it's kind of weird that it's like he's not. I mean, I don't know
what to think about Kristaps. I think he's a great player, obviously, but I feel like he's always on the bench. Always something wrong with him.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of why it's been.
Big, skinny European guy.
Yeah, I need to go look at what his timetable is. I'm confident in saying it's weeks, not months. That's what
weeks, not months.
Yeah, he said he's going to help us a lot. There's no question about it. But
weeks,
but he has a ways to go. That's what Carlisle said. So it looks like they might be without him for a while, for a decent amount.
They'll be all right without him for a while.
Yeah, I mean they can.
I still think even without Kristaps,
I mean, but once they get I think they are too. But I don't think they would win a playoff series without Kristaps.
No, I don't either.
I mean, Luka, the MVP campaign is off to a pretty good start for Luka. They are 1-2 right now, but they did. I mean, after your 1-2 and your last win was a 50-point win over the Clippers.
Yeah,
pretty resounding win.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, they'll be good because they have a guy named Luka Doncic.
Yeah. They have they have a bunch of good little supporting role players.
Yeah, no, Josh Richardson and Tim Hardaway Jr. Like those are two guys.
Who also I really love Trey Burke.
Trey Burke. Oh no, I love Trey Burke. Yeah, I love Trey Burke. He can stroke it.
Yes, he can.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And Luka's such a good passer. Like he's such a good all his passes are like almost naturally no looks. He's unstoppable. He's so good, dude. Luka's so good. But Jay Rich and Tim Hardaway, those are two killers around him, man.
Yeah.
2 killers around him.
Yeah.
Two guys that can really score the rock. 18 a game.
They still have Boban.
Yes, they bring in Boban off the bench. I saw him give some really good minutes. Jalen Brunson and Trey Burke off the bench. Maxi Kleber off the bench. James Johnson off the bench. This team is much superior bench to the benches that we've been looking at. Willie Cauley-Stein off the bench.
Yeah. I honestly think with Kristaps, I think this team can win a couple, maybe.
Yeah. Western Conference Finals. Yeah. Definitely could for sure.
I would maybe say winning the West might be pushing.
Could win the West. I mean, they really gave the Lakers problems last year with no Kristaps and with Luka hobbling.
And they took Clippers to 6 games.
Yeah, with a banged up Luka that could barely run and no Kristaps, and they still took him to 6 games just because Luka was just the man.
Yeah. Luka.
Luka.
But my Blazers winning the West campaign got off to a slow start with a 20-point loss to the Jazz. The Jazz, it's whatever to me. It's the NBA. It's the first night. They're a pretty new team. Covington's getting into the fold. And the Jazz, on the other hand, are not a new team at all. They're almost identical to last year. And the Jazz are a really good basketball team, man. They lost in 7 to the Nuggets last year. If you didn't watch every game of that series, I'm sorry. That series was fantastic, and every single game came out.
Donovan Mitchell had a shot in the end to take it.
I don't even really feel like the Jazz choked that. It was almost more like the Nuggets just came and took it with clutch shots all the way around. And Donovan Mitchell was so insane in that series. It was him and Jamal were both just absolutely ridiculous.
Jamal Murray's been having a slow start to the year.
Yeah, but then the Jazz turned around, and after that, the Jazz turned around and lost to the T-Wolves. I actually didn't see that score until just now. They lost to them on Saturday. The T-Wolves are 2-0, unless they played it back to. No, they lost to the. And then the T-Wolves, on the second end of a back-and-back, turned around and lost to the Lakers by 34.
Who?
T-Wolves last night, late night last night. That's the thing about the NBA, man. I'm looking at these games Saturday because we haven't had this podcast yet. I'm like, they're 2-0. Oh, no, they played last night, too. They had a doubleheader.
What's Portland? They won?
Yeah, Portland turned around and they won their second game. They beat the Rockets in overtime.
Oh, yeah.
They're sitting at 1-1 now. CJ at 44. Harden at 44, 4 and 17. Harden 8. Christian Wood at 31 and 13. Stop the Christian Wood hate, man. He's a beast. Star.
At 31?
31 and 13.
That's pretty good.
No, he is a beast. And it was a good matchup for them. And CJ at 44, Dame at 32. Nurkic is not playing his best basketball right now. He's really got to start picking it up. Melo's not playing his best basketball either. But this team, they're going to get going, man. They're going to get going, and when they get hot, it's going to be raps. But let's talk a little bit about Spurs beat the Grizz 131-119. DeMar DeRozan had 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Really impressive for him. We all know what Bleacher Report thinks that Zach was. Who did they think that was awful? That was above. What they had DeMar DeRozan at like 80, which was just pathetic. They had LaMelo Ball above DeMar DeRozan.
I think it was Lonzo.
It was Lonzo. It was definitely Lonzo above him. Horrible, but Ja had 44 points, 2 rebounds, and 9 assists. Ja Morant, man. Over under 10.5 All-Star appearances for Ja Morant. He's 21 years old. Over 10.5. Yeah. He seems like a guy that's going to be in the league for a long time. Yeah. He seems a guy that loves the game of basketball. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the Hawks. The Hawks beat the Bulls 124-104. Trae Young had 37, 6, and 7, 12 for 15 from the field, 5 for 6 from 3. Damn near perfect game there. Damn near perfect game there for Trae Young. If you watched on day after Christmas, the Celtics, or it was actually Christmas Eve, Celtics beat the Bucks 122-121. Giannis had a free throw. Tatum hit a 3 to take the lead, and then Giannis had a free throw to tie it, break the free throw. That was tough there. Really tough for them. But it is time to start talking a little bit about the Cavaliers. They beat the Sixers last night, 118-94. It was a Sixers team that was missing Joel Embiid. But when you take a look at this box score, what really sticks out to you is Ben Simmons has the exact same numbers all 4 years. Exact same. He has not averaged over 15.3 points, not averaged over 8 rebounds, hit 7 rebounds. So he's went up by 1 rebound. He's went up by 1 assist. So he has not really improved. Ben Simmons is not really improving from his.
I just think Philly is just stupid not to, like, if they have a deal in place where
for
they
Ben Simmons,
and
for Harden,
some picks for Harden.
Pull the trigger, man. Pull that trigger.
I don't think Philadelphia's not winning a championship with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. I don't think those two can do it together. But
I think they need to get
James Harden
and
Joel Embiid can?
Absolutely.
I think Philadelphia's in a win now mode. Like, if you want to trade your first rounders, they probably won't be very good anyways. They're going to be bottom of the first round. But if you can trade Simmons, I don't know why Philadelphia is very reluctant to deal either one of those guys. I'd be reluctant to deal.
I think Daryl Morey just kind of wants to see what he's got since he just got there. I think he's like, I really like these two guys together. They're both young. If we get Seth Curry and Danny Green and these guys around them, I think they'll have a lot more success.
I think that'll help Philadelphia a lot because the big issue last year was they couldn't shoot the ball.
Yeah. But I'm with you, though. I think they need to trade Simmons for Harden. If that's something that can happen, they need to make that happen. But the Cavs, with this win, they improved to 3-0. And this is a team that, if you listen to our NBA preview, that I was like, You know, you look at their backcourt. They have Colin Sexton and Darius Garland, two lottery picks the past 2 years, two very good young guards. Colin Sexton during this 3-game winning streak is averaging 27 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 3.7 assists. I know a lot of people probably don't believe in this Cavs 3-0. I don't think they'll probably make the playoffs, but I think they'll flirt with it. But what you can't deny is that Colin Sexton is a straight bucket. If you don't love the way this man competes, you watch his highlight tape the other day, he's always clapping. This dude is a competitor, man. He wants to win just as much as the rest of them. I really hope that didn't just fucking die or anything.
Right in the middle of it.
I'm gonna cry if that fucking died. No fucking way, bro. It's plugged in. Please, 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 please. Oh my gosh, bro.
Did we just lose all of it?
Holy fuck.
Hopefully not. Hopefully it's still going.
Fuck, bro.
Guess we're about to.
Fuck, bro.
What happened?
No doubt we lost it. It just died. Holy shit. Holy shit.
It was like
Holy
an hour
shit,
and
dude.
20 minutes in, too.
Holy shit, dude.
That's tough. What
Holy
happened?
shit.
We have the YouTube still.
Yeah, we still got the. It's gonna be a YouTube episode.
The YouTube only.
YouTube only episode.
Man, it was going good too, I thought.
Gosh, bro.
Oh, we were having some good conversations.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 12th episode of the Trajan Sports Podcast. If you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, when we were recording the NFL portion of this episode, it actually corrupted in the middle of it, but, we got one for you guys. Thankfully, we're recording these with our iPad. So the YouTube video, if you guys want to hear an NFL review, we went over the NFL playoff scenarios, every game from the NFL Week 16 slate. If you guys want to listen to that, go over. I'll leave the YouTube link in the bio, or you can go listen to it there. And I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I know we haven't been able to put out an episode here in about a week, but we are enjoying the holidays, spending time with family. It's Christmas time. I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas. But yeah, that's why we haven't been able to put one out, but we have a big one for you guys today. Like I said, we already talked about the NFL on YouTube, so if you want to watch it, go look at it there.
Yeah, we already did an hour and a half.
Yeah, already an hour and a half of it. That's going to be on YouTube. But we had a big episode for you guys today, and we still do. We're going to pick up where we left off. We were actually in the middle of talking about the NBA when the episode did corrupt. So we're going to talk about the NBA. We're going to talk about the college football bowl games. We're going to talk some college basketball as well. So we're going to pick up where we left off. We were talking about the NBA. And when it actually did die, what were we talking about, Preston? I think we were talking about the Celtics and the Bucks. I think we were talking about Giannis missing his free throws. No, we were talking about the Cavs. We were talking about the Cavaliers' 3-0 start. The Cavaliers are now 3-0. They just beat the 76ers 118-94. And their backcourt duo of Colin Sexton is averaging 27 points a game for this Cavaliers team. And they started the year off 3-0. We were also saying, Preston was saying that after this start, that James Harden is available, and you're Daryl Morey.
That's what we were talking about.
I mean, they should pull that trigger and put James Harden. Yeah. And I think that makes them a championship. Because I don't know if Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid together can.
No, but James Harden definitely. Ben Simmons is a great player. I understand that, but there's only a handful of really true superstars in the league, and I think James Harden is in that handful. Mm-hmm. But I've seen Harden. He's expanding his list of teams that he can get traded to. I think he wants.
I think that's just what he says every time he wants.
I think he definitely wants out of Houston.
No doubt. I think he will be out of Houston.
Yeah. I think he will be too.
By the end of January.
Houston. I don't know why Houston would wants to keep him so bad if he's so reluctant to want to be with them. Why not?
Yeah, I think they just want to make sure they get good value, because you don't want to trade a guy James Harden and not get good value.
I think they will, definitely. I bet they can get multiple first rounders and a player like a Ben Simmons, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what it's going to take to get him. Yeah. That's what it should take.
That'd be a big haul. But let's talk a little bit about the Magic. The Magic are now 3-0, and the Wizards are 0-3. And the main reason for that is they played each other 2 nights in a row, both nights in Washington. The Magic were able to beat Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, and that Wizards team 130-120. That's good, Pete. Yeah, no, I don't know why that popped up, but that won't die again. We got the good charge right now. Yeah, we're just a little scared that this shit might corrupt again after last time. Man, that's so bad, man. Because it was literally an hour and a half, great conversations. I'm glad we have it on the iPad, man. But when it corrupts, the computer just turned off and we lost
Watch
everything.
it on YouTube.
But yeah, go watch it on YouTube. It's even better on YouTube, man. You can see our faces, man. You can see our personalities. Come to life more with the faces. But this Magic team, man, they are now 3-0. Like I said, they beat them 130-120. Then turned around the very next night, got a good night's rest, and beat them again. The second time was without Russell Westbrook, but man, the Magic, you know, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. I still don't put too much stock into them. I don't think they'll win the East. They might grab the 8 seed like they have the past 2 years. T. Ross had 25 off the bench. Bradley Beal at 39 in this game. Russell Westbrook, he's played 2 games with the Wizards. He's had 2 triple-doubles. They don't have too much outside of him and Beal, which is pretty concerning. Then he had Viha. He's looked decent. I had higher expectations for him. But for a first-year rookie coming right out of Croatia, he hasn't looked all too bad. I think he will be pretty good in this league. But yeah, 3-0 start for the Magic, 0-3 start for the Wizards. 2 teams go in opposite directions right now. If you had to pick, who do you think's going to have a better record at season's end? Magic or Wizards? It's tough, huh? It's tough.
To whatever bottom of the feeder. The only thing I like about the Wizards is the Brody. I mean, the Brody and Beal. I think they're a playoff team, but yeah, I mean, both these teams, they had absolutely
no chance to win a playoff series.
Yeah, I was gonna say just to do anything, but like I'm talking championship caliber teams. Those 2 teams would not be included on that list.
It's funny when you look at the Eastern standings right now. When you just look at the NBA standings as a whole, first and second place in the East. First is the Cavs, and second is the Magic. And then for the West, the Thunder, baby, Thunder are winning the West. They're the only undefeated team in the West right now.
I just think there's only a handful of teams that have any chance of winning like a championship. But I think that's usually how it goes in like any professional sports league. But there will be teams that surprise you, obviously, and there will definitely be teams in the playoffs that at the beginning of the year you would have not expected. But but Orlando and Washington, I think Washington's better just because they have Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't really know much about Orlando. I guess that 3-0. Orlando is
I think they have good talent. They have good young talent on that team. But when you talk about the Thunder were able to beat the Hornets 109-107. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a big day, 24, 7, and 9. Hit a big shot down the stretch. It was really clutch. That sealed the win for him. Darius Baisley had 15 and 10, 7 for 12 from the field. Man, they have a pretty good young core there with those 2. Obviously, Lou Dort was locking up. And Lou Dort also had 15 points as well.
Pretty sure George
15,
Hill was
5
perfect.
and 2, and George Hill was. George Hill was 8 for 9 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3. And George Hill is a guy that I think is going to have a lot of trade value for the Thunder later on in the year.
Yeah.
Very, very good shooter. Very, very good player. I mean, he's been a starting point guard. He's a good. Like, he's probably a below average starting point guard, but not by much. He's a good point guard to have on your team.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane back. If you're bringing George Hill off the bench, that's incredible.
Yeah.
He's just a very solid player. He's a veteran guy. He knows how to play.
Yeah.
Mike Muscala, Moose at 14 off the bench. Theo Maledon, the young point guard out of France, the rookie. I think this guy's going to be really good in the league. I think he's a future starter, and I think he's going to be good for the Thunder. I think he's going to be very good. They even gave Aleksej Poku, they gave him some minutes. They gave him 11 minutes. He looked like an 18-year-old. That's what he looked like out there. He shot 0 for 6 from 3, 0 for 6 from the field in his 11 minutes. At least I like that they're throwing him out there and just firing him up. You know, if you got an 18-year-old guy that's 7 foot tall, what are we going to do? I was scared that he might not even make it over into the U.S. this year, but he is, and he is playing in NBA games, and that's what I love to see. Might as well. This is the year for the Thunder. If they're not going to contend, might as well throw Poku out there. Might as well get him some experience. That's what I'm saying. He played a guy named Kenrick Williams, 16 minutes. Nice. Kenrick. I've never heard of him either. But yeah, the Thunder started off the season with the win, and I think the Jazz are going to beat them by 30 tonight. Because the Jazz just lost last night, and the Jazz are coming back, and I think it's a good spot for the Jazz to beat them. But let's see, what else? What storylines caught my eye this week in the NBA? We haven't had a podcast, like we said, an episode all week, so there's a lot of crazy things that happened in the league. The Bucks beat the Warriors by 40 after the Warriors got just killed their first 2 games. Then they turned around and beat the Bulls. The Kings, man. The Kings haven't lost. They did lose last night.
It's just I don't know. It's just hard to like gauge teams off of 2 and 3 games.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible.
Like,
I mean, these 2-3 games is such a small sample size in the NBA season, but it is interesting to see just what players succeed, what teams are playing guys minutes.
I feel like once you get to like that 20-25 game, you kind of have definitely an idea of who's good and who's not.
Yeah, we need to start thinking about like some good NBA segments we could do, like just whether we look, because it's different. It's a lot different in the NFL. We've had this strict schedule. We come in Monday because all the games are Sunday. The NBA, there's games going on every night, man. So we get. There's a lot of stuff, like we obviously can't go through every single game. You're gonna have to try to sum some things up, find like maybe the biggest scores, give some stars on the night or something. We can't go through every single NBA game. It's not a realistic thing.
No.
But we'll come out with some creative segments for you guys, some creative ways to cover the NBA, because I know you guys love the NBA just like we do.
Different than the NFL.
It's different. It's just an adjustment, man. But I love talking about all of them. But you just look at these. The Pacers are 3-0, and I think the Pacers are gonna have a really good year. People kind of forget about them in the East, because you have teams obviously like the Sixers, the Nets, the Celtics, the Bucks that everyone are saying that are gonna be in there. But I mean, the Pacers, when they were healthy, they have a very good starting five, and they also have players off the bench that can play as well. The Hawks are 2-0. That's a really good start for the Hawks. They're going to try to make the playoffs. They have a lot of talent on that roster as well. A lot of talent that I think people maybe don't see how much talent they have on that. They're bringing Gallo off the bench. They made some great signings this year. They got Bogdanovich. I mean, the Hawks, they can score the ball. I can tell you that much. They can score the damn ball. I don't know how their defense is going to be, but they can shoot and they can score. And they're one of those teams that can get you any night. Like, they can get you any night if you're top smoking.
Their defense. Like, if Gallinari, Bogdanovich, and Trajan are all three on the support at the same time, that defensively is
very bad. And Kevin Huerter is not much of a defender either. But that is why they're starting DeAndre Hunter. He's a very good defender out of Virginia. He had 15 and 11 last night against the Grizzlies. The starting lineup that they are going with actually is not what I thought it was going to be, but it's interesting. It is Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovich, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is starting, and John Collins. And then they're bringing Huerter and Gallinari and Rondo and Capella off the bench. I mean, just when you look at guys like that, like they have a pretty good. And Onyeka Okongwu, he's not playing yet, but they have like 8. They're like 9 deep of really talented, established NBA players. So definitely a team to watch. That especially as they start tuning. Definitely keep some tabs on the Hawks games. Most disappointing. Let's look at the most disappointing starts of the season. Probably coming in first for me is the Raptors. The Raptors started off 0-2, and those 2 losses. What were those 2 losses to? So they lost to the Spurs, and they lost to another team that they probably shouldn't have lost to, the Spurs and the Pelicans. Disappointing loss for the Raptors. I think they'll turn around, but it's going to be hard for the Raptors in the East this year. I feel like they're one of the teams that, like, do you think the Raptors have a real chance of winning the East with no Kawhi? You don't think so?
No.
Yeah. No. I really feel like they probably wouldn't make my short list, but I do respect their team. I think they're going to be a tough out. But I don't know if they can actually go win.
They remind me of like the Grizzlies from years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're gonna be there, but they're gonna be tough. But they don't.
Yeah, they do kind of remind me of the Grizzlies years ago. I think that's a really good comparison.
They don't really have any realistic chance. I feel like to win a championship, but well coached. They have some good players. I mean, they're gonna be there when the time comes, and they're gonna be. They're not gonna be like an easy out in the playoffs.
Not at all. The Nuggets are 0-2 right now. Two good teams, but. Never want to start the year 2-0, but let's just preview the NBA games that are going on tonight and that are going on Monday. We got the Pistons and the Hawks. The Hawks have a good chance to win that one and start the year 3-0. They're favored by 10 points. We got the Nets and the Grizzlies. Kevin Durant will not play. Probably like the Nets to win that one, but with KD out, I could definitely see the Grizzlies that are 0-2 going and getting one. I could definitely see it actually with Ja and them. I could definitely see them winning that game. The Jazz play the Thunder. The Jazz are favored by 7.5. Against the 1-0 undefeated Western Conference first place Thunder. I probably like the Jazz to win that one. The 0-1 Nuggets going against the 0-2, or the 0-1 Rockets going up against the 0-2 Nuggets. I really like the Nuggets to go get one there. I don't think they'll go to 0-3 against the Nuggets. But we'll see. And then the Trailblazers Lakers tonight, baby. NBA TV 9 o'clock. Everyone's gonna be watching that one. Trailblazers Lakers. Dame Dollar versus the Lakers, who have been on a 2-game winning streak. Staples Center, 9 o'clock. Can't wait to watch that game. Can't wait to watch my Trailblazers, man. I'm definitely Trailblazers kind of my new favorite team with the Thunder out. Can't wait to watch this Trailblazers team play. But let's talk about, that's probably enough for the NBA. Let's see if there's any big games Tuesday for the NBA. No, not really. Not really anything we got to talk about.
Yeah.
But let's talk about those bowl games. Let's talk about all these bowl games. These things came out a while ago and we haven't got to talk about them yet. I'm just going to go down the list here and just talk about them. Just talk about, I just love bowl season.
Here, when are we doing this next again?
Probably
Thursday?
Probably either Thursday or Wednesday.
All right, yeah. I'd say we go down the list of the ones that are happening Wednesday or today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay.
And Thursday we do that.
And the rest?
Yeah, I just feel like covering all of them in one section.
No, I got you. Yeah, I like that. Because there are some big ones that are coming up Thursday that we can cover. And then so that's what we'll do. We'll talk about the bowl games that are going on up until Thursday. Yeah. And then Thursday we'll talk about the big ones, the New Year's Six, all that type of stuff.
We can talk more about the playoff and stuff.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
Like, there's just some bowl games, that are just
yeah,
not
for sure.
even any reason to talk about them, honestly.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like,
we'll come out with that episode before.
Wake Forest and Wisconsin, who cares?
No one gives a shit about some of those games. But tomorrow,
there's two good games tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 4:30, we got the Oklahoma State Cowboys going up against Miami in the Cheez-It Bowl. Gotta love the Cheez-It Bowl, man.
Yeah, what a good one.
Look up Miami. See if they're benching any players. I'll see if Oklahoma State's playing their players.
Derek King's there.
Derek King's there, and he is playing. He's not saying he's declaring for the draft or something like that.
Derek King. No, he's coming back next year.
Oh, okay. Hurricanes are coming off in a biz. And I like OSU in this game, honestly.
I also do.
I like OSU in this game.
Wait, what's this? Oh, big loss.
Yeah, it's looking like most of the people are going to play for
is this
OSU.
Recent?
What are you looking at?
I'm trying to see when this was published. I don't know, man. It says, big loss for Miami. Manny Diaz announces reigning ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year opting out.
Either way, it looks like most of OSU's players are playing. I like OSU to win this game. I'll say by touch. I'll say by 10. I'll say 31-21 OSU.
I think they're 10 points better than Miami.
Yeah, 31-21
favored by a
OSU.
point.
That's what I got.
But then I don't know. Miami's good. Don't get me wrong. Actually, I don't even know if Miami's really good. I really don't.
They have a good quarterback.
But then you lose to freaking North Carolina by 60 points. Respect.
They lost by 60.
They lost by like 40. Just my respect for you goes down a little bit. But yeah, I definitely think Oklahoma State is the better team in this game, and I think they will win. Hopefully, I don't know if Tylan Wallace and Chuba Hubbard are playing. I mean, they both came back for their draft stock to just fall down probably a couple rounds. But I mean, if those two play, I really like OSU. But I guess we'll see. But Miami, they're an interesting team to me.
Yeah, they're an interesting team. I guess that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And then for the nightcap, we got the Alamo Bowl, which Texas plays in every single year. Going up against Colorado. Texas is only favored by 7.5 now.
Really?
Only favored by 7.5. That line has dropped. I guess people are liking the old Buffaloes. I think Texas are going to wipe the floor with this Colorado team.
7.5.
I'm going
hammer that.
I think I'm going to go 50 to 27 Texas.
I'm going to go
50-27 Texas.
I'm going to go 35 to 17.
35-17 Texas.
I think it'll be a pretty comfortable lead for Texas for most of the time, but I don't think it'll be like just destroying them. But I think it'll be a pretty comfortable lead for Texas most of the time. Texas is definitely the better football team, the more talented football team.
So much more talented. Colorado
plays in the laughingstock Pac-12. Utah last game of the year. Colorado lost to them by 17.
I can't believe they put Texas against Colorado.
Yeah, I mean Texas does this. I mean the last couple of years, especially under Herman, they've been winning bowl games and they've been winning them pretty soundly. I don't know why that line is moving down. I would expect, if anything, for that line to have moved up. But yeah, Colorado, they're definitely not nearly as talented as Texas. They're probably not as well coached as Texas. I mean,
7.5.
I really like Texas 7.5. I liked them 9.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me 2 points too. I'll take it.
Yeah. And then moving on, we got Wake Forest, Wisconsin. Who gives a shit? I'm gonna go Wisconsin though. I'm gonna go Wisconsin 28-24. What you got?
Wake Forest 21-17.
Wake Forest 21-17. That's what you said.
Yep.
All right.
Wisconsin.
Moving on, we got Florida, Oklahoma. This is the Cotton Bowl. Yes, sir. This is a great game. I wish OU played Texas A&M so they would be exposed for the frauds that they are. But unfortunately, that didn't get happen.
Texas A&M is talking a lot of shit, and they better not lose to North Carolina.
Texas A&M is going to lose to North Carolina.
I hope they
They're
do.
going to lose to North Carolina. I'm calling that right now. They cannot keep up with North Carolina's offense. That's not a great matchup for them, honestly.
No.
But Florida and Oklahoma, man, this is really a big time game to watch.
Oh, OU's favored by 2 now.
I know that thing's swaying, man.
Florida was favored by 3.
Yeah, Florida was favored by 3.
Florida
now
might have
favored by 1.5.
Florida might have some opt-outs or something and some people.
Yeah.
But that's another interesting one.
This might be the best game. That's not a New Year's Six game.
I'm surprised that line
in Florida almost beat Alabama.
Moved 5 points.
That line moves so much, and so and even the Texas line moved too. Those lines are moving. Those lines are moving big time.
I don't think OU. That's a toss-up game for me, honestly. I have no idea who's going to win that game. OU.
OU has a better defense. OU definitely has a better defense.
Yeah, they do have a better defense than Florida, but I would say Florida has the quarterback advantage.
Florida has
the offensive advantage.
Florida has a better offense.
Florida, one of their top receivers opted out. He's not playing the whole game.
Is that why you think the line moves so much?
I don't know.
It was weird that the line moved that much. Florida's favored by 3.
OU by 2. It's interesting.
That's crazy. But I'm giving my prediction for that game. I'm gonna go OU 34, Florida 31.
I'll go OU 2. OU 37, Florida 30.
All right.
Something in that range.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a good amount of points tonight.
Riddle me this. Who you got? 24 ranked Tulsa going up against 3-7 Mississippi State.
TU.
Yeah, I'm going TU. They're only favored by 2.5.
TU.
I think they're gonna go beat I guess they think
Mississippi
State, just because they're from the SEC, they should get in a bowl game. I know they're lacking teams. I think it's a little disrespectful for Tulsa.
16 bowl games have been canceled.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bowl games canceled. But I'd like Tulsa to win that one. And then we have West Virginia versus Army. West Virginia is favored to win this one by 7. I'm going to go with Army. I'm going to go with Army to win this one. They're 9-2. They've had a good season. West Virginia's defense looked pathetic.
I'm going to go with West Virginia.
Go with West Virginia. I'm going with Army to win this one.
I'd probably take West Virginia and their spread.
Yeah, honestly. West Virginia just being smacked around in the Big 12 lately. They haven't been competitive. And they worked when they beat TCU, but Iowa State just made them look like little girls.
Yeah, I know.
And I like Army. They're definitely not going to make Army look like little girls. I can tell you that. They might beat them, but they won't make them look like little girls. Then moving on, we got Arkansas and TCU. I got TCU in this one. Arkansas is 3-7. That's my analysis for that one.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a good game. Honestly.
No, it probably will be a close game. It's probably going to be a really close game. But those are the ones we're going to talk about today. And then when we come back on Thursday, we're going to talk about the New Year's Six Bowls, the semifinals. It's weird to me how some games are after the semifinals, but I guess it's just for the week up until the championship. They're going to have some games.
Yeah.
But are you going to wake up after we have the college football playoff Final Four and watch North Carolina State, Kentucky play the next day at 11 a.m.? Probably not. Probably not. Probably
won't care too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like after the football playoffs, it's like who really cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, those are some good bowl games. Excited to watch those bowl games. Those will be tomorrow. The games that we were talking about: OSU, Miami, and Texas, Colorado. Yeah. And the day after that, we got Florida and OU. So I'm excited to watch those games. This is bowl season, baby. Bowl season's a good season. But moving on, let's talk some college basketball. A lot of college basketball had happened this week that we weren't able to get in here and talk about.
Hammer Michigan State tonight.
Michigan State tonight versus Minnesota. Yeah,
put all your money in your bank account on Michigan State because they're winning.
Yeah, Michigan State. They're coming off 2 losses.
I like their spread a lot too, but there's no way they lose to Minnesota coming off 2 losses. Minnesota, they're an average Gopher team, man.
They're 8-1, and they are led by Marcus Carr,
Marcus Carr is one of the best point guards in the country. He might be the best.
Might be the best. Absolutely insane.
But the supporting cast is iffy.
And it's a big letdown spot here for Minnesota after that thrilling win against Iowa. That insanely thrilling win against Iowa.
2 losses.
It's just two different sides.
It just seems too good.
When's the last time Michigan State has lost 3 Big Ten games in a row?
I know.
It's going to have to be
games, 2 conference games.
3 Big Ten games in a row. They lost to Northwestern, and Tom Izzo has been so pissed the past 2 days. Tom Izzo, I think he's going to tell them, like, he might threaten violence if he loses this game. Like,
they suck right now. You guys are terrible. And we need to turn it around because they have players and they have experienced players.
Yeah, they do. This is a Michigan State Final Four team. That's what this is the team that it is. This is the Michigan State team that expects to go to the Final Four, and it just dropped 2 games. They dropped a game. It was a really close game against a really good Wisconsin team last time. I don't care
any prediction or anything you see. If they say Minnesota, Michigan State is winning this game.
Yeah, Michigan State is going to win this game.
They are winning this game. I do agree.
They will definitely win this game. But let's talk about the biggest games that's happened this week since we haven't been able to talk about them, and then let's talk about the rankings, and then let's talk about the games to watch for the next couple of days. So it's college basketball breakdown time here. Gonzaga beat Virginia 98-75. Very impressive performance from Gonzaga, showing that they're the best team in the year, and then Virginia is showing that they probably can't keep up with a team like Gonzaga. They're not in that echelon right now. They got a long way to go. Minnesota beats Iowa 102-95. Iowa just completely sold the game, completely shit the bed, up 7 with 45 seconds left. Wants to miss 5 free throws in that span. They were up 2 points with 12 seconds left. Their point guard misses 2 free throws, and Marcus Carr comes down. It's a crazy leaning 3. Marcus Carr is so clutch. And then when it gets into overtime, this dude with long hair from Minnesota, I think his last name was Goodwin, hit 4 threes in overtime. They're all pretty contested threes, but it was a huge win for Minnesota. Terrible loss for Iowa. Terrible loss. Just terrible. They were down, I think, 14 and a half.
Iowa will be all right.
But just
they didn't have a good game, but I think Iowa will be fine.
I mean, I was 10 points better than. I just can't believe it's terrible when you blow a lead like that by missing free throws and giving up threes and turning the ball over.
Iowa
that's a bad loss. That's a bad loss. They definitely should have. Wisconsin beat Michigan State 85-76. Wisconsin has been so impressive after that first loss to Marquette. They came out and they just look so impressive every game. They beat Louisville by 50. Came out, beat Michigan State on the road. They have been so impressive after that loss. Illinois beat Penn State 98-81. Big win for them. They were down early, kind of big in the first half.
19-4.
Started off 19-4 for Penn State.
But
Penn State likes to jump on some teams, man.
Penn State obviously is not on Illinois' level. Even with their jumping out to the 15-point lead, they still, how much did they end up losing by?
17.
Still ended up losing by 17. Illinois, they can make some noise, I feel like.
Yeah, man, they're PG. What's his DeSomo? So nice. Yeah. So nice. He's just a pleasure to watch to the eye. He's long, he's lanky, he can shoot, he can score. And then there's big man down low. He's
Kofi Cockburn.
I love it. He's just a unit. That dude's an absolute unit.
Dude.
He's not too skilled, but dude,
I swear
he's
every
a monster.
time I watch him,
he's
in foul trouble.
He does get in foul trouble a lot.
He's got like 3 fouls.
But when he's in there, he's a unit. He can't keep him off the glass. He's really good around the rim.
Yeah.
That duo right there, it's a really good duo. One of the best duos in the nation.
Yeah.
But moving forward, Rutgers blew the lead to Ohio State, blew their undefeated season, 80-68. Ohio State came back and won. Rutgers was up like 17 with 7 minutes left and lost by 12. Pretty pathetic if you ask me.
But freaking pathetic, Rutgers.
Rutgers, I can't believe they just blew that lead like that. It's a big comeback win for Ohio State. I still think Rutgers is pretty good, but
I don't think they have some injuries, and 2 of their dudes, one of their dudes fouled out, and someone else.
And they were, and I heard they were just getting abused in the post. They had to play. What's the kid? The NBA Suns.
Who?
The NBA player that his son plays for Rutgers.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's a big name. I can't believe I'm forgetting. I got to go look it up because it's actually really. It's Ron Harper. Ron Harper Jr. Ron Harper Jr. was guarding the 5. I heard their big man fouled out, and then they were just getting babied in the post.
They were.
Just getting bullied down there. But that's what happened. I guess that's what happens when they don't have much big man depth. I need to get some big man depth. Need some walk-ons, some football players from Rutgers.
Ohio State was bowling.
They need to go get some football players.
even when they were losing, or when Rutgers was winning, I mean, Ohio State was still...
Rutgers has really good guard play, and they can shoot, but their interior defense is sus.
Yeah, it is.
Sus.
They can shoot the ball.
Suspect. No,
they have some good guards, definitely, but yeah,
they should be, when they play Illinois.
Their postie is... They already beat Illinois.
I know, but they did already beat Illinois. I wonder why the big man didn't eat them. I wonder if they were in, but I really think Illinois will probably beat them. I remember that. Yeah, we watched that Illinois game. Watched that Rutgers-Illinois game.
Always beat them.
That was a big win for Rutgers.
I think Rutgers is good.
Rutgers could hit a shot. Oh, yeah, I remember. They cannot get a stop.
Yeah.
Illinois could not get a stop on Rutgers. Illinois could not get a stop on Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Creighton beat Xavier 66-61. Not too much to take away. They're both ranked teams. It's a good win for Creighton. North Carolina State beat North Carolina, so North Carolina dropped another game, 79-76. Texas Tech beat OU. That was a crazy game, 69-67. OU, they were down. They were down 3. They were down 3 with 8 seconds left, and no, there's like less, with 4 seconds left. Got fouled. They fouled him intentionally, so they didn't get a chance to get a 3 off. And this dude, he made the first free throw and missed the second. And then, but they got the rebound. The sub that they put in grabbed the rebound, and he got fouled. He got fouled. So he went to the line shooting 2 more. So then they were down 2 with like 1 second or 2 seconds left.
Oh yeah.
And then he missed it. And then he missed both. He missed the second one as well. And they actually got another offense rebound, a second offense rebound. And Austin Reeves ended up, got tipped around, I think 2 times on the backboard. And Austin Reeves, their best player, couldn't ask for anything better. Got a look right there at the rim, and it just then dropped. It was a layup. It ended up being a layup, and what sent to overtime, they didn't get it. A big win for Tech, notching the first Big 12 win. Couldn't start 0-3 in the Big 12. Would have been tough.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
OU, they competed. They looked pretty good, man. I gained some respect for OU, but they couldn't get it done. Kansas beat West Virginia 79-65. West Virginia just didn't have the horses to keep up offensively in this game. They couldn't hit a shot. West Virginia can't shoot, which is a problem. But they are very physical, and if they'll catch you slipping, man. They're not a team you probably want to see in March. Very physical. Texas beat OSU 77-44. It's a good game. I gained some respect for OSU. I thought Texas was going to win by 15. Cade Cunningham was dominant in this game, but Texas was able to get it done at the end.
Player, man. Cade Cunningham. If he wasn't on OSU would be.
Toby would disagree with the man.
The very bottom of the Big 12. Well,
yeah, probably would
disagree.
Be. Then Rutgers. Oh yeah, I had that game down. Rutgers and Illinois.
Yeah.
Then Northwestern beat Michigan State later on. But yeah, that's probably all the games we need to talk about. Let's take a look at these new rankings that came out this morning. Actually, it's Monday morning here. Starting out with Gonzaga at 1, you can't argue with that. Baylor at 2, can't argue with that. Kansas coming in at 3. They've had some good wins. They're at 8-1 now, so that's fine. Villanova coming in at 4, they're 8-1 as well. Houston cracking the top 5 at 7-0. I actually predicted this earlier in the year. I said I think Houston will be a top 5 team at some point in the year, and it's happened already. They're 7-0 and number 5. Wisconsin, number 6, well deserved. They've been on a tear since that loss against Marquette. They've looked amazing. They've looked like a Final Four team. Tennessee is number 7. They're 6-0. They haven't played much competition, but man, this team's really, really talented, and they're kicking the shit out of everybody. Texas is ranked number 8, and if they would have beat Villanova, they'd be number 3. They'd be number 3 if they would be 8-0 with the win over Villanova. But they barely lost that game. So they're 7-1 and number 8. I think they should be above Tennessee. Just what they've done with their resume so far, it's been a lot better than Tennessee's. But it's whatever. West Virginia's coming in at 9 at 7-2. Iowa's coming in at 10 at 7-2. Creighton's coming in at 11, which is too high for me. I don't know why Creighton keeps getting ranked so highly. They have 2 losses, and when I watch them, they're not too impressive.
Yeah.
I'm taking, and Missouri's at 12. I still haven't got to watch Missouri play. 6-0.
We watched Missouri beat Illinois, man.
Oh, you're right. We did watch. I always forget these Illinois
Tech
games.
At 13.
It still didn't look too great to me.
No, I don't think
still
Missouri.
Look too great to me.
Yeah.
But I guess everyone likes to beat Illinois.
Yeah. Texas Tech at 13.
Yeah, Texas Tech at
Rutgers
13.
moved down to 14. Who's that?
Respect.
I'm trying to look at Duke all the way down at 20. You don't usually see that.
No, you don't see that. That's pretty. I think that's moving up. They were 22 last week.
Really?
But yeah, they're taking a pause. They're not playing for a while.
Oh, see, you know who plays on Wednesday?
Who?
Tennessee and Missouri.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll be a good game to watch. We'll learn a lot about Missouri and Tennessee there. That'll definitely be a game I want to watch. They got Illinois coming in at 15 with 3 losses, which is fine because I think they're still top 15 teams. Yeah. 3 tough losses, and they have some good wins. Michigan coming in at 16. Michigan still hasn't lost. They're 7-0. Michigan State at 17, which is funny because I think Michigan State's a lot better than Michigan. But Michigan's just lost to Northwestern, so you can't bash on that too much. Florida State at 18. Northwestern at 19. They're at 6-1. Have a good win over Michigan State. Like you said, Duke at 20. Minnesota, the Golden Gophers at 21, led by Marcus Carr. Oregon at 22, or Oregon at 21, excuse me. Virginia coming in at 22. Virginia Tech at 24. Oregon, or I guess Minnesota and Oregon are tied at 21. That's a little weird. AP points, I guess. They're just tied at 21. Yeah, so they have Virginia at 23, Virginia Tech at 24, then Ohio State at 25 after that win over Rutgers. But, yeah, that's the new rankings. Michigan, Minnesota is the big one tonight. 17th ranked Michigan, 21st ranked Minnesota. It's at Minnesota. Michigan State is favored by 2.5. Me and Preston both really love the money line. Really like the 2.5.
Too.
Yeah, I think they'll win by probably more than 2.5. But it's always a little scary.
Yeah.
We played close conference games on the road. 2.5. Could definitely always win by 1 or 2. But I do definitely, if Michigan State loses this game, loses their third straight Big Ten game, I would be absolutely shocked. I think they're 15 points better than this team. I think they're just more sound as a team. They have a lot more experience, a lot more guys that have March experience that have played in the tournament.
I just think they're a better team.
They're just a better basketball team. If you watch it, they're more cohesive. They're bigger. They're stronger.
I definitely don't think Minnesota will finish the season ranked.
Minnesota, the thing is, Minnesota probably does have the best player on the floor, but Michigan State probably has the next 5 best players on the floor. Minnesota probably has the best, and then Michigan State probably has the next 5 or 6 best. I would be shocked if Michigan State lost this game. I really would be.
I would be pissed if Michigan State loses. I say that.
Houston, 5th ranked Houston plays Tulsa on the road tomorrow night. Might go to that game. Me and Preston might try to get tickets to that game. It's in town right there. That'd be a great one to go to. Get to see Houston play live. See what they're looking like there. Northwestern plays Iowa, 19th ranked Northwestern versus 10th ranked Iowa. That'll be a good one. Florida State and Clemson play on Tuesday, but not too much from Tuesday. Usually there's bigger Tuesdays for college basketball. Wednesday, like Preston said, Tennessee and Missouri play, 2 unbeaten SEC teams that are ranked in the top 12. That'll be a good one. Virginia plays on the road at Notre Dame. Decent game. Moving on to Thursday, Minnesota plays Wisconsin at Wisconsin. It's just a pretty underwhelming week for college basketball. I think it's because we have a lot of Christmas break going on right now. Michigan plays at Maryland and California plays at Oregon. Minnesota-Wisconsin game will be exciting to watch. We'll see if Minnesota can pull it off, but I like Wisconsin probably in that one. No games on Friday. It's kind of weird. But then Saturday, we got a big Saturday. Yeah. But we'll talk about that big Saturday. We'll talk about that Thursday because we're going to bang another one out by either Wednesday or Thursday for you guys. Let's see. We covered the bowl games. We covered the NBA. We covered do you want to give... Let's see, we covered the NFL on that YouTube. So once again, if you guys want to hear the playoff scenarios and how we went through the NFL, it will be on YouTube. That is on YouTube.
Same as the podcast. Same name as the podcast.
Same name as the podcast. Yeah, it'll be the same thing, everything. And I'll leave the link down below. So check out that link down below. And let's give some money makers. Let's give some college basketball money makers for the next. Do they have the odds out for tomorrow? No, that's the thing about college basketball. They don't put the odds out for. It's hard to get money makers. But let's give 3 for today. Let's do 3 for today.
All right. Well, my first one is Michigan State with 2.5 points.
That's my big luck.
That's also my big luck. My other one, man, there's not. I also like Colorado plus 2.5 against Arizona. I think Colorado's a better team, and they're getting points here.
2 for you?
Yeah, that's my second. Yep.
All right. I'm thinking about it. All right, here we go. I got it. I got Indiana. I got Drake, 10-0 Drake, getting 10.5 points against an Indiana State team that they just beat by 18. Just beat by 18.
They're getting 5.5. It looks like on this.
Are you getting 5.5 on that? Well, give them 5.5. This team is 10-0, playing with an undefeated season, and they literally just beat Indiana State last night by 18. I think they'll go back in that arena. I guess Vegas thinks that Indiana State is going to get their revenge. But I think Drake, man, they're 10-0. They haven't had a close game. They haven't had a game within 10 points. And I don't really know why Vegas thinks that. I mean, Indiana State's solid. They lost to St. Louis by 19, Purdue by 12. But I just like, Drake's got that undefeated season. There's kind of something going when you got an undefeated season. I think if they do lose, I think it'll be by less than 5.5. it's just kind of a weird line. It maybe worries me that someone's hurt or something.
Yeah.
I need to do some more research into that one, but that is my number 2 pick.
Yeah.
What's your last pick for the Money Makers?
ESPN, but my last pick is man, there's not a whole bunch to choose from, but
No.
I will go. I'll take Northern Iowa by 3.5 points against Missouri State. Northern Iowa right now is 1-5, and Missouri State's 4-0. But something will give, and Northern Iowa will catch a W tonight, and they will win by 4 or more. So that's my third and final pick.
I like that pick. I'm going to go Wisconsin, favored by 9.5 against Maryland. I think they're going to win, and I think they're going to cover the spread. They've looked really good since I lost against Marquette, and I don't think this is much of a let-up spot for them. Maryland they're not a great. They lost on the road to Clemson by 16. They lost to Rutgers by 14. They lost to Purdue. This is a game that I could see Wisconsin, especially on their home floor. I think they'll win by 15-20. I think they're a lot better than Maryland, especially on their home floor. Those are my 3 money makers for tonight. Yeah, Preston, you got all 3 in. And that'll be it. I wish we had the NFL on this episode, but I know I've said it a lot too. But just in case, man, I would hate for you guys not to get to listen to it. If you're a big NFL guy, check us out on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube and you want to listen to the rest, and you want to hear it with better audio, it is better audio on the podcast. On the YouTube, you can see our faces, but it's not as clear audio. We actually got some new mics coming in soon. We got some Blue Yeti mics to be able to hear us a little bit better. Yeah, because these mics, all right, I'm not necessarily cutting it. We can have some better audio. They're slacking off a little bit, but hey, we're still in the middle of the holiday season. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. You got the New Year coming up. It's a great time of year. It's a great time of the year for sports. It's a great time of the year just in general, man.